walks it away.
And it's hit deep to left center. Andrew Jones on the roll. This one has a chance. Home run! Mike Piazza, and the Mets lead 3-2.
So in the year 2002, there's no reason to expect anything different from what we've seen in the past between tonight's opponents, the New York Mets and the Atlanta Braves, who get together for the first time here at Turner Field in Atlanta. Hi again, everyone. I'm Howie Rose, along with Fran Healy and Keith Hernandez, and here we go again. First of 19 between the Mets and the Braves. And for the Mets these days now, almost every day means another debut, specifically for a starting pitcher. And tonight, the Mets will send Pedro Estacio to the mound for the first time.
So Estacio will take on the Atlanta Braves, and throughout his career, Estacio has been a winning pitcher. He's been a strikeout pitcher right there, throwing a nasty fastball. Also has good breaking ball and an outstanding changeup. So Estacio on the hill tonight, as I mentioned, a winning pitcher, but gives up the home run, and Sheffield's a guy who likes to face Estacio.
Gary Sheffield, newly acquired by the Atlanta Braves, and Keith Hernandez, he's fit right in. 3 games in Atlanta, 3 home runs.
Well, he's made a great impact here, an all-star player, and if Met fans think that here he's hitting a home run last year against the Mets at Dodger Stadium, if you think that they got the Braves got rid of Brian Jordan, who's been a pain in their side, well, look at the statistics here that Sheffield has against the New York Mets. He crushes them, a lifetime .339 batting average with 20 home runs, and he's just someone right there you can see. .462 to starting the season, 56 RBIs, 20 home runs, .339 average, and 84 games versus the Mets. That's trouble.
And Pedro Estacio knows all about it. Sheffield hitting more than 500 against Estacio. Albie Lopez will make his Braves debut on the mound when we get back right after these messages.
New York Mets baseball is brought to you by Delta, the official airline of the New York Mets, by Hip Health Plan of New York, by Jeep, the most award-winning brand of 4x4s on earth, by the power of you, your advisor, and Dreyfus. To learn more, call your financial advisor. And by The Wiz, your ticket to entertainment.
Do-it-yourselfers looking for the right tools can find them at the Dodge Spring Cleanup event, where you can clean up with great products, great protection, and great values, including 7-year, 100,000-mile engine and transmission protection. And up to $2,500 cash allowance. The Dodge Spring Cleanup event. Ford, GM, Honda, and Toyota don't match it.
Nothing gets it done like a Dodge.
Now for the backyard.
Call to find out about HIP's circle of healthcare options that provide businesses, both small and large, with choice. We have innovative products that give members the freedom to see specialists without referral, and plans that let members see any doctor anywhere. Call and find out about the freedom of HIP access. The company that takes care of 10,000 businesses should take care of yours. Centered, focused, evolving. The circle continues to grow.
The Nissan Altima.
Mets and Braves about to begin here at Turner Field in Atlanta. Howie Rose, Keith Hernandez, Fran Healy, Matt Loughlin with you as the Mets get set to face Albie Lopez, making his first start for a Brave. And here is the Mets batting order presented by manager Bobby Valentine. The regulars with Cedeno leading off, and Roger will always draw the third baseman in tight on the grass as Vinny Castilla is now. And the first pitch taken downstairs to Cedeno. 1 ball and no strikes to Roger. Albie Lopez last season wound up going from Tampa Bay to Arizona. 1 ball, 1 strike to Cedeno. That must have felt like being released from some sort of purgatory.
There's also the other side of it, getting traded from a first place team to a last place team. He certainly wanted to turn out that way.
And the fastball fouled to the screen. The count 1-2 on Roger Cedeno. Cedeno has not had a hit yet batting left-handed. 0 for 4 from the left side. 1 for 4 as a right-hand batter.
Well, Lopez is a guy that will give you innings. His lifetime record is 42 and 52 with an ERA of 4.75.
Over at the knee, strike 3. And Roger Cedeno is caught looking. So Albie Lopez gets Cedeno on strikes. And the rest of the Mets batting order brought to you by Ford is Alomar at second, followed by Vaughn, Piazza, Alfonso, Burnett, Hayton, Ordonez, and Pedro Estacio, who will make his first start for the New York Mets. Roberto Alomar now. And that's taken on the inside corner. 0-1 to Roberto. Alomar as a left-hand batter is 3 for 4. 1 for 8 from the other side. And Lopez throwing strikes ahead quickly, 0-2.
Well, Lopez is not afraid to throw his fastball, how he's developed a very good split finger this year. And there's one right there. And a good pitch.
Castilla takes it on the run, 2 away. In fact, that split finger is one of the reasons they tried to take a pitch away from Lopez. They wanted him to get away from throwing his curveball a bit.
Well, he's gotten in trouble. We've got in trouble with his breaking ball. It's not an exceptional breaking ball, and he's not an overpowering pitcher. He has to have pinpoint control. And I tell you, from my experiences with the split finger, when it came into the league, it was like the development in the 60s of the slider. It is a tough pitch. It saved a lot of pitchers' careers if they can throw it, and he's developed a good one.
And now Mo Vaughn, 4 for 9 against Lopez. And that's taken for a strike, 0-1.
Well, you can see he's coming out very aggressively, throwing fastballs and getting ahead in the count.
Vaughn, by the way, said before the game he's okay after being hit on the wrist yesterday. His hand is fine. And he gets under that one. Over by the left field line, Chipper Jones, an inexperienced left fielder, gets there. And Chipper puts it away. A good start for Albie Lopez as the Mets go quickly and quietly. Middle of the first, Mets 0, and the Braves are coming up.
Place really looks great.
Oh, thanks.
Can't wait to see it when it's done.
You and me both. The sooner we finish adding that space, the better.
Well, this new line of credit should be more than enough. You can call me if you have any questions.
Oh, I will, and thanks, Eric. Thanks again for coming down.
No problem. It's nice to get a little change of scenery.
Hey, I'm gonna need that back.
Oh, yeah.
Fleet Small Business Specialists give you expert advice, one-on-one. There's a way to make banking better, and we're working on it.
Almost there.
Excuse me, did you say Sergio? From Rio. Yes? Your darkish, lightish hair? About this high? Heavy set, thin guy? You know Sergio. Yes. Come China. Wait. Let's go see Sergio.
Smirnoff Ice, premium malt beverage. Drink responsibly.
Evan.
No, I don't think so, kid.
Wait, I wasn't bad. Bad wasn't the problem. You were boring, taking up space.
You should have gotten the new Hyundai Tiburon. Nice, huh? It's got 6-speed transmission, V6 power, and the Freedom of America's Best warranty plan.
Can I drive?
This is hell, kid. You get the minivan.
No!
Because I failed to upgrade to digital, we're broke. Rather than resign, I've hired a professional scapegoat.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, it was all my fault.
If business were that easy, you wouldn't need us. Update your office technology with Canon Business Solutions.
The Mets went down 1-2-3 in the top of the first, and now the Atlanta Braves will take their hacks against Pedro Estacio, who makes his Mets debut after a 2-win, 2-loss spring, where he gave up 10 earned runs in 20 1/3 innings. But those who saw Pedro regularly throughout the spring say that he looked real good.
I had a game with him against the Marlins up in Melbourne, and he was very impressive. Has good movement on his fastball, Howie, to left-hand hitters. Starts inside for a ball and breaks out on the inside corner for a strike. Kind of freezes the left-hand hitters.
Let's take a look at the lineup, Bill Face, brought to you by Smirnoff. Rafael Furcal leading off at shortstop, followed by Andrew Jones in center, Chipper Jones in left, Sheffield off to a magnificent start, and then Vinny Castilla, B.J. Surhoff, Javi Lopez, Marcus Giles, and the pitcher Albi Lopez. So Pedro Estacio, now in his 11th year in the major leagues, came up with the Dodgers, where he became very close to Dave Wallace, who eventually came over to the New York Mets as pitching coach. Wallace was the pitching coach there, and Dave says Estacio's like a son to him. And his first pitch to Furcal is fouled down the left field line and out of play. One thing about Estacio, though, and certainly those numbers don't lie, but the fact that he gets out of Coors Field, it's got to make him feel about as good as Albi Lopez felt going from Tampa Bay to Arizona.
The fact that he won, there's that fastball I was talking about at the top here, the inning, that fastball that starts out in the inside corner. Getting back to Colorado, he won 17 games in Colorado. That is amazing.
And Furcal, of course, missed a lot of time last year with a dislocated shoulder. That ball is fouled down the left field line, so it's still 0-2 on Furcal.
Yeah, he separated that shoulder on July 6th at Boston on a stolen base. He slid in head first, and Lou Brock told me a long time ago, do not slide in head first. You take a chance on getting a finger broke or break a wrist or separate a shoulder.
Line past Alomar. Payton's going to have to hustle into the gap. Furcal on his way to second. Here's the throw by Payton, not in time. It's a leadoff double for Rafael Furcal.
Well, here's the defense of the New York Mets, brought to you by the New York Lotto. You've got Mo Vaughn at first, Robbie Alomar at second, Fonzie at third, Ray Ordonez, the Gold Glover, at short, Roger Cedeno in left, Jay Payton in center, Jeremy Bermitz in right. I'm sorry, Cedeno. This Burnitz in right, I'm sorry. Piazza behind the plate. And we got Estacio on the hill.
And Pedro now pitching to Andrew Jones off another 100 RBI year last year. Drove in 104. Good lead at second for Furcal, and the pitch fouled straight back. No balls and a strike. Andrew and Chipper went back-to-back home runs last night in the 11-2 win that the Braves had over the Philadelphia Phillies. Braves won 2 of their first 3, and the Mets lost 2 of their first 3.
There's a little bit of concern about Andrew Jones here. He had a .275 first half of the season last year, Howie, and in his second half he hit .231 in strikes. Always has struck out a lot. Still hit 30 home runs and drove in 100 runs. Hit .251 for the season. They did not have a good spring. They're a little concerned.
That's chopped foul. Well, one thing that might have played on his mind somewhat throughout last season was contract uncertainty, but he signed a big new deal. He's set as a Brave through 2007. And you know, Keith, it's almost like having a fourth outfielder when you look at the ground that he covers.
Absolutely, and he's young. I mean, he's in his early 20s, great defensive outfielder. And with this new outfield of the Braves with Sheffield in right, who's really playing left field with the Dodgers, and Chipper Jones moving to left field, they need a defensive center fielder.
Deep to left field, Cedeno on the run. This ball is gone. Home run, Andrew Jones, and just like that, the Braves take a 2-0 lead. Well, this is nothing new for Pedro Estacio. Over the last 4 years, only Jose Lima and Rick Heller have given up more home runs than Pedro Estacio. And he got a ball up there to Andrew Jones.
Well, here it is again. It's a fastball right down the middle up. And he got beat on the first at bat on the double. Give up to Furcal on a fastball in the same spot. He has to hit the corners. Every pitcher does. He has a tailing fastball that can tend to come back out over the plate against left-hand hitters. And you can see right there the ball's right down the middle, and that's just the head of the bat is right out there. Great contact.
So Andrew's second home run of the year. And now Chipper takes downstairs, and Estacio behind 2-0. 6 straight years now, Chipper Jones has driven in 100 or more runs. Think going to a new position will affect him at the plate at all?
I don't think so. I think he has. There's the fastball he needs to throw to left-hand hitters. And the trouble with that kind of fastball, Nolan Ryan had one like that, the ball that naturally tails away. If you start out on the inside corner to a left-hand hitter, it's going to fade out over the middle of the plate. You have to start inside a ball to come in and freeze the left-hand hitter. There's a good breaking ball. Excellent breaking ball.
And so now the count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
This is a backdoor curve ball here. Look how sharp it breaks. Oh, that's just a snapper. As a hitter, you got to take that. That's just not a pitch to hit. Another good one.
So Estacio goes to his breaking pitches and gets Chipper Jones for the first out.
You know, the same thing happened here. This is a breaking ball. This is a down and in breaking ball. The one before was one away. Same thing happened yesterday with Estes. He got hurt early throwing fastballs. Charlie Huff came out after he gave up the home run, and a 2-run home run. And whatever he told him, I think he told him, hey, start mixing in some breaking balls. And Estes settled down and threw, after that, 4 or 5 shutout innings.
So Chipper down on strikes. Gary Sheffield off to a tremendous start with home runs in each of the first 3 games that the Braves have played and that Sheffield has played for Atlanta.
Well, there you see his career numbers against Estacio, over 500. So he likes to hit off him.
Tried to hold his swing.
One thing you got to talk about, the home runs that Estacio has given up in his career, you've got to take into account the fact that he's pitched at Coors Field, which is, you know, makes the launching pad, the old Atlanta Stadium here, look like the Astrodome, the old Astrodome.
Outside, 3 balls, no strikes. Vinny Castillo waiting on deck. Walked him on 4 pitches. So Estacio gives up the 1-out walk, and that'll bring up Castillo. Did it look to you like he wanted a whole lot to do with Sheffield, even in the first inning?
Well, he pitched him carefully, and you have to a hitter like him and a hitter like him who is red hot right now. He's off to a great start. In all 3 games, he's hit a home run in all 3 games.
Vinny Castillo certainly revived his career last year, going from Colorado to Tampa. Split the year between the Devil Rays and Astros and hit 25 homers, drove in 91 runs. A little dribbler foul, 0-1.
When he was with Tampa, he was begging to get out of there and voiced his opinion in the press, and pretty much forced a trade. So he was forced a trade to Houston. He went there and did a great job last year for Houston. Another great ballpark for a hitter.
Castillo generally a pull hitter. There's a big hole on the right side of the infield. And he pulls this one. Not too deep to left, though. And Cedeno settles under. 2 away.
Well, he got that fastball inside. He started mixing his pitches up. The leadoff double and the home run were fastballs that came out over the middle of the plate. He has lots of movement on his fastball. That one was up in the strike zone, but it got it on the inside corner. He bore in on him and got it on his hands.
And now B.J. Surhoff, also in a new position this year. And you got Chipper Jones, who moved from third base to left field. B.J. Surhoff has come in from left field, was originally a catcher. Now he's playing first base.
Well, they were originally going to platoon Surhoff with Wes Helms, and Surhoff had such a great spring. He won the job. He's off to a hot start here. And they need, if you look at their lineup, they need a left-hander down there in that 6 hole. If they have a right-hander in there, you got Sheffield, Castillo, Helms, let's say, and Lopez. That's 4 straight right-handers. That gives them balance in the middle.
That's lined towards left center. Cedeno in, and he makes the catch. So Surhoff got that off the end of the bat. And Estacio is done with the Braves in the first, but not before they do some damage. Andrew Jones goes deep. 2-run home run. 1 inning in the books. 2-0 Atlanta.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore and love.
Exclusively from Chrysler, our 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain pledge, because love is a commitment. I know you. Successful, active, very hands-on. Do you know me? Smart, slim, good with numbers. That's right, Panasonic is into cell phones. In a big way. In a tiny way. 2.7 ounces. Feature-rich. Speakerphone. Voice dialing. Get the message? Who's calling? Panasonic.
You root for them, believe in them. Now you can invest in them. Introducing eTopps.com. This week, get these limited edition, one-of-a-kind sports cards. Track their value on your own online portfolio. Look how previous cards have gone up. Get to eTopps.com today.
A slide. He's safe. The Mets win it.
Mets fans, come see Mike, Mo, and the amazing Mets as they take on the Atlanta Braves in a 3-game series April 15th through 17th. Catch Chipper, Andrew, and Gary at Shea as the battle for the 2002 National League East unfolds. Don't miss it. For tickets, call 718-507-TIXX during business hours. Visit the Mets clubhouse shops or log on to Mets.com.
Albie Lopez with 2 runs tucked in his hip pocket, getting set to work the second inning against the middle of the Mets batting order. Mike Piazza, Edgardo Alfonzo, and Jeremy Burnett. A cool, windy night here in Atlanta. I'm sure for a lot of the players, certainly those who have not opened the season under warm weather conditions, this is the first time they're feeling this kind of breeze and this kind of chill. I don't know if that affects hitters more than it does pitchers. But it's a different feeling, I guess, if you've been down in Florida for 6 or 8 weeks.
And they had a great opening 3 days in New York. You can see the flag there, the wind blowing out from left field to right field. It is chilly tonight. It's going to get down into the mid-30s as a low.
Aren't we in the South?
But we're a mile high here.
I guess, yeah. 1 ball, no strikes to Piazza. Mike didn't do much offensively against the Pirates, and this Southerner is prepared. It says you don't need scarves and earmuffs down in Georgia. Down and away to Piazza. 2 balls and no strikes.
Now I know the radar gun is saying 91 miles an hour, but he's throwing around 88. He's not an overpowering pitcher, but you know, you don't have to throw hard. He's pitching very, very aggressively.
And that's on the outside corner. 2-1. Not that the numbers matter necessarily between 91 and 93 or 87 and 89, but you could tell if a pitcher has lost 2-3 miles an hour late in the game, can't you? I've heard so many.
For sure. Piazza went for a bad pitch. When the Braves went to, oh gosh, I gotta bring this up. Bedrock. Bedrosian. He was primarily a middle reliever, then a stopper, and then they started him for a while. He would throw hard bullets for 5 innings, and you go 2 at-bats against him, and you knew the 3rd bat, if you got him, he would lose at least 5 miles per hour on his fastball.
Fastball in on the hands, and Piazza hits it down the left field line. So Mike's got an extra base hit. He's on his way to second. Chipper Jones plays it back in, and the Mets have their first hit of the ball game, a leadoff double here in the second by Mike Piazza.
Well, here's the Lincoln defense, the Brave defense. We'll start at first base, B.J. Surhoff. Second base, Marcus Giles. Third base is Vinny Castilla. Shortstop, Rafael Furcal. Chipper Jones in left, Andrew Jones in center, and Gary Sheffield in right. Javi Lopez behind the plate.
And a Edgardo Alfonso swings through a fastball, 0-1. Good start for Fonzie. 3 hits in the opener, 5 for 11 overall. And a good sign for Piazza, too, because pitchers have tried to get him out with hard stuff inside, and Mike turned on that well, and now he's in scoring position.
Well, that was an up-and-in fastball, and he did turn on that. I know, you know, playing in New York, we've only played 3 games here, and everybody's panicked. You know, the Mets are hitting to 226 as a team. Oh, it's only game 4, and sometimes it takes people some time to get on track. And this is a new lineup out here. It's going to take some time for this team to gel. Now, certainly they want to make a point here and play well here against the Braves.
Little chopper, and that's a foul ball. Some might think that in baseball, Keith, the dynamics are different than they are in other sports about needing time to come together as a unit. Is that overstated sometimes in this sport?
I don't think it's overstated. I think a lot of it is that when you come up in April, you play in cold weather, and in baseball is a warm weather sport, and I didn't like playing in cold weather. I did the best I could. You survive the elements, but I liked it when it was August and July and it was hot and humid. So the pitchers have the advantage early in the season.
Into center, that's a base hit. Piazza will be held at third by Maculati as Andrew Jones plays it back in, and Alfonso now hitting .500 on the year with 6 out of 12 of the Mets have runners at the corners with nobody out.
Well, here's a fastball inside. Fonzie got jammed a little bit, but he stayed level with the swing. Mike didn't get a good break on that ball. He didn't get a good read. And he's not fast enough to cover up for it, so he's held up at third. You can see he just got beat a little bit inside. Like to see a little bit more of a level swing, but who might have said anything about Fonzie's swing? He stayed level enough to muscle that ball up the middle.
And now Jeremy Burnett. Jeremy with a home run against the Pirates. Atlanta will give up a run. They'll play the infield at double play down. And Burnett hits it to the second baseman, Giles, who can't come up with it, and a run scores. Burnett's almost had that one through the hole. Giles did what he could to smother the ball, but it's an RBI infield single for Jeremy Burnett, and the Atlanta lead is now 2-1.
Well, this is a nice play by Giles there. The ball hit the lip of the outfield grass there and came up on him. He prevented the runner from going to third base and having a first and third situation. As you can see, Alfonso digging hard to second base. He sees right there that the ball's not in the outfield, so he holds up. And it was a good pitch to Burnett. He threw him a little sinker ball away. Jeremy is a dead pull hitter, dead fastball hitter, but he has that hole there with the first baseman holding the runner on.
Downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes now to Jay Payton. Jay with an opening day home run, his only hit against the Pirates. He's looking down to see what Matt Galante is relaying in terms of the signs with Alfonso at second, Burnett's at first, and nobody out. The 8 and 9 hitters are up next. You certainly would not expect Payton to be bunting here.
Not this early. If anything, a hit and run, I don't think you'd want to do that. A swing and a miss takes you out of an inning.
2 balls, no strikes. Matt Galante, the new third base coach with the Mets after a long career in that capacity with the Houston Astros. The Mets a New Yorker, so this is a homecoming for him.
Playing him fairly straight up in the outfield, as you can see there.
Fouled back this way, 2-1. And Andrew Jones, the center fielder, plays probably as shallow as any center fielder in the game, and always a couple of steps the other way because of that great speed.
He's got, well, that's why he's won the Golden Gloves. He's got great coverage. And as a runner on second base, you have to know who your center fielders are, who your position players are in the outfield, where they're positioned. Andrew Jones has a great arm. And he's someone you might think twice about trying to score on a single, a hard hit ball up the middle.
A strike at the knees, and Payton doesn't think so. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I think that he knew that was a strike and was looking for a breaking ball. A lot of times it's computer stuff they have down there. That pitcher Albie Lopez in a 2-1 count throws a curveball 75% of the time to a right-hand hitter. You know, sit on the bench and watch. He's been throwing fastballs the whole game, starting us out. Heck with that stuff. There's too much information. You can figure that out yourself.
Little jumper to the shortstop for Cowell. That's one. Back to first, and they double up. A tough man to turn a double play on. Jay Payton with great speed, but a quick turn for Cowell to Giles to Surhoff.
This is a great double play. As you can see, Furcal made the play. A great slide in there to take him out. Furcal knows he's got a fast runner. He came in hard to get the ball bare hand by Giles, and he's hung right in there and got his lunch. Look at this. That's just staying in there. Very nice. And Jay thinks he's safe, but Jay, you were out by half step. Sorry.
Didn't need to look at the first base stump, Dale Scott. What I'm going to do is look up here. He had it all the way. Ray Ordonez the batter. And that's off the outside corner, 1-0. So you never looked at any of that stuff they gave you, huh?
I just knew you face the same pitchers year in, year out, and you know how they want to pitch you. And all that computer stuff is so sterile. Hey, what's the situation? Do you... Hopefully we can narrow it down.
And Ordonez with a base hit to tie the ball game. So Ray Ordonez picks up his second RBI of the year. The Mets come right back to get into a 2-2 tie.
It's the fourth hit of the inning here, and Lopez threw a fastball here again aggressively, but this is right down the middle. And this is the catcher set up outside, and the ball comes back over the middle. And Ray stayed in. You can see right there, he's standing straight up.
Now Pedro Estacio, and that's off the outside corner, 1-0.
So, point being, does, say, Ray Ordonez count as a right-hand hitter is what he does, but pitcher A does. So, what, the same thing counts for Ray Ordonez as opposed to Gary Sheffield? I just don't buy it. It's just too general.
That's why Bobby Valentine is no big fan of the numbers that we get before every game of what a specific hitter has done against a specific pitcher, because Bobby says, well, those numbers don't tell you what the situations were in a game. At what point in a pitcher's career did he have success against a certain hitter? A lot of things change over the course of time, much less a single game.
A hitter could be in a slump.
Estacio hits one into center. Ordonez turns second, but will hold on against Andrew Jones. And Estacio delivers the 5th Mets hit here in the second inning. That's going to bring Leo Mazzoni off that rocking chair, which is not a rocking chair at all. It's just the way he sits.
Well, another high fastball. Javi Lopez sitting up outside, ball tailing back over the middle, up in the zone. Pedro stays nice and level. There's the break there. No chance with Andrew Jones out there in center field playing so shallow. There's no way. This Brave rotation, if you look at it, I mean, if you look at it, you've got Maddox, Glavine, Marquise is a question mark, Millwood's a question mark, and Lopez is a question mark.
Well, the Mets have started to hit here in the second inning, and that's what Mo Vaughn was talking about in our Tri-State Consumer Quote Book. In fact, he guaranteed it.
Yes, we're going to hit. He's played in Boston. Boston's no different than playing in New York or Philadelphia. The three Northeast, the media will just get after you in a heartbeat.
Well, Mo was talking about that before the game today, too, and he said he loves it, being a Northeasterner, having played a few years out in Anaheim, actually 2, 1 on the DL.
Well, the 2 editorial columns in the Post after opening day, one was by Tom Keegan, the other one by Wallace Matthews. I mean, you would have thought that the Mets had lost 8-3 like the Yankees did. It was just a burial and very mean-spirited.
You love it.
And to make to come out like that so negative and spiteful after one game and they won, I'm going, wait a minute.
Fouled away.
I guess I've been away from the game too long and I forgot.
You must have forgotten, because I think the same thing happened in '86. You guys got off to a 2-3 start. You wound up winning 108 games, but they were panicking in '86 too.
You're right. I remember that. It seems like so long ago.
I have pictures. Ordonez leads off second. Estacio from first. And the 1-1 to Cedeno, ripped right through the middle. Andrew Jones charges. Here comes Ordonez. The throw up the first base line, and the Mets have a 3-2 lead. 6 hits in the inning. Cedeno with a base hit, his second RBI of the year.
Well, they're all over his fastball. Now, throw something else. This is another fastball, and he stayed right in there. He just didn't get the ball down. Tried to throw a little tailing fastball. Belt high. Great throw by Jones here. Could have been cut off. The runner was advancing. A little offline. Ordonez has too much speed.
So you know what's happened in this inning is that they've read the charts. Fastball high to Roberto Alomar.
Well, here's Astasio's reaction to the base hit. And he's looking over to the third base coach, as he should, and you don't want to send him. You don't want to send him in this situation. You got a chance here with Alomar up to get another run.
Fastball missed, 2-0. So 6 hits in the inning. A leadoff double by Piazza. The rest have been singles. And the Mets with a 3-2 lead. Towards the hole, but Giles gets there. That ball was hit hard. And the side retired. The Mets send 8 men to the plate. And even with a double play in the midst, there were 6 hits. And the Mets score 3 middle of the second. It's 3-2 New York.
Evan.
No, I don't be scared.
Wait, I wasn't bad. Bad wasn't the problem. You were boring, taking up space.
You should have gotten the new Hyundai Tiburon. Nice, huh? It's got 6-speed transmission, V6 power, and the freedom of America's best warranty plan.
Can I drive it?
This is hell, kid. You get the minivan.
The wonder of it all. Take a chance, make it happen. Pop the cork, finger snapping. Spin the wheel, round and round we go. Life is good, life is sweet. Grab yourself a front row seat. Let's meet and have a ball. Let's live. Yeah, let's live for the wonder of it all. Meet me at Foxwoods. Foxwoods.
Instead of getting a digital high-volume copier, we'll have cheaper people working longer hours. For instance, Smithers here is on parole. He'll work for nothing.
If business were that easy, you wouldn't need us. Update your office technology with Canon Business Solutions.
New York Mets baseball is brought to you in part by Smirnoff Ice, intelligent nightlife. By Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time. And by New York Lottery. Play the latest instant games from the New York Lottery like Super Tic-Tac-Toe. Pedro Astasio's got to feel a little bit better about things now after giving up the 2-run homer to Andrew Jones in the first. Mets got him 3 right back in the second. And he'll face the bottom third of the Atlanta batting order. Javi Lopez, Marcus Giles, and Albie Lopez.
This is a fairly solid Atlanta lineup.
And that's hit down to third. Big hop for Alfonso. And the long throw is right there, 1 away. Well, in case you were not around to see our pregame show with Matt Laughlin, the Mets made a deal today. And this looks like a win for the Mets. Certainly in terms of what their needs are and what they get, because they get a reliever, Scott Strickland, who's got an outstanding arm. He throws hard. He's got great stuff. Mets sacrifice a left-handed starting pitcher, Bruce Chen, plus Dickie Gonzalez. Matt Watson had a big year in the Florida State League last year, but Bobby Valentine on the phone talking to the newest Met, Scott Strickland, said, we've been trying to get you since the winter meetings last year. So welcome.
I saw him pitch last year, and he's got good stuff. And Omar Minaya up there, the new general manager for Montreal, he was in this Met organization over the years. There's people he likes in the minor league system, which he was heavily involved in, and I don't think this will be last trade. I think it's a steal for the Mets. I mean, it puts him in a little bit of a a jam right now because they've only got one left-hander in the bullpen, and Mark Guthrie.
And Alfonso backed up by Marcus Giles, and there are 2 away.
But I think on the long term, they will bring another left-hander in. They're not going to rush Franco back. Franco's going to be, I think, another couple of weeks at least. But they can live with this, and if Guthrie doesn't quite do the job, they'll have to make a move sooner than they plan. But you cannot turn down a pitcher if it's quality.
And it'll take some pressure also off of David Weathers, who figures to get a lot of 8th-inning responsibilities. Line towards the left field line by Lopez, and now each pitcher has a base hit. So Stasio had retired 4 in a row until Lopez dunks one into left.
Well, they got this ball up. Both pitchers are trying to pound in right now. This is a mistake. Mike was set up outside. You can see his glove hand come to the inside corner.
So Lopez, devoid of speed on at first, and Rafael Furcal, with plenty of speed, doubled his first time up, came around to score on the Jones home run. Braves now with 3 hits off Pedro Estacio. And the curveball. 1 ball, no strikes.
Mo Vaughn is, for some reason, is holding the runner on the first pitch. Now, he's got to play behind here with the pitcher up, the left-hand hitter, particularly. Where in the heck is Albie Lopez going to go? You got to play behind him, particularly with a left-hand hitter.
I would certainly think you'd want to take some of that hole away. Mentioned that Lopez does not have speed and is not a candidate to steal a base here with Furcal up, not the pitcher. Of course, Bobby Cox will probably send him right now. Not going. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Our reputations are on the line.
There's a good fastball inside there.
Now Vaughn backs up. Well behind the runner, and the 1-2 pitch to the right side. Alomar gets there. 2 away, 3 men out, and the side retired, with the Braves coming up with a 2-out hit from the pitcher, and nothing more. So 2 in the books on a chilly night in Georgia, and the Mets have a 3-2 lead.
Introducing the best damn sports show, period. It's comedy, commentary, and all the scores and highlights you can possibly stand.
It's not sex, but it's close.
The best damn sports show, period. After the game.
Papa John's presents a mouth-watering deal that'll put a smile on your face. Say cheese. Sticks. Free cheese sticks. When you buy a made-to-order large one-topping Papa John's pizza for just $9.99. We see you smiling.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Hey, how you been?
Fun girl.
I'm great. My friend Molly and I decided to get away for a while.
Molly?
So we rented from Hertz.com.
Who's Molly?
It was so easy. Found their best rates, special offers.
Oh, yeah.
And now we're having so much fun together at the beach.
Maybe I should go to Hertz.com and drive down, too.
Sound good to you, Molly?
It's Customer Appreciation Month at PC Richard & Son. Save money now on all home appliances, electronics, and computers during our giant gift card sale. Spend $399, get a $30 gift card. Spend $750, get a $60 gift card. Spend $1,000 or more and get a $75 gift card free. Good toward any future purchase. It's Customer Appreciation Month at PC Richard & Son. Going on now. Be there!
Papa John's presents a mouth-watering deal that'll put a smile on your face. Say cheese. Sticks. Free cheese sticks. When you buy a made-to-order large one-topping Papa John's pizza for just $9.99. We see you smiling.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
This copyrighted telecast is authorized under rights granted by the New York Mets solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publications, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the New York Mets and Madison Square Garden Networks is prohibited. And if you didn't know, that right there is some baseball royalty.
Not a bad outfielder right there. Hank Aaron, whose all-time home run record might be in jeopardy. Barry Bonds is on a tear. Jeez.
Well, a game-winning home run today. Vince Piazza, Mike's dad, on hand. You didn't, let me see, by the time Aaron went to the American League, had you come up yet? Mo Vaughn hits one foul down the first base. You didn't play
Hank was
against him, did
still
you?
with Atlanta when I came up. I guess I was called up in '74. He was still with Atlanta.
That was the year he broke the record, '74.
Hit a home run off Lynn McLaughlin. The only home run I actually was part of a game that he hit a home run in. So a line drive in Busch Stadium. Went out like a dart.
Vaughn flied to left first time up. Way out in front of a high changeup in the count 0-2.
Well, you can see Mo here. Mo is a little bit of an uppercut swinger. You can see the level, the angle of the bat. So it makes him a real dangerous belt-high, low ball hitter like most left-handers. So strong.
Goes away 1-2.
Lifetime .298 hitter. He can hit. And
why? I'm sorry. Why is it that left-handed batters seem to like the pitch down and in better than right-handers do?
Well, it used to be the rule of thumb that right-hand hitters were the high ball hitters.
Line to left. Chipper Jones over, and he has to play it on a couple of hops. And Mo Vaughn's got a base hit.
They better get someone up in that bullpen because this guy might give up 25 hits before the inning's over. Look at this fastball tailing away. This is a good pitch, and that's just good hitting. So as a pitcher, that's just a pitcher's pitch, and you just tip your hat.
I don't think he's in the mood.
Not after that. What's that?
7 hits
here.
now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the last 7 batters have singled off him.
Piazza started it in the second inning. A double down the left field line on a fastball that was running in. One and 0 to Mike.
You know, even though Mike doesn't hit the ball to right field very often, with Vaughn at first base, I would be inclined. I would look in the dugout and ask the manager if I could play behind Mo Vaughn. They're not going to hit Mo Piazza. Piazza one swing. You don't want Piazza not to take anything but its normal swing.
Fouled back. Surhoff playing in front of Mo Vaughn.
And there might be that pitch that he might go the other way with, and because you're playing behind him, you're going to make the play, and it's going to be a double play.
Of course, Mike's got such great power the other way, but you see the infield. He doesn't hit the ball on the ground that much to the right side.
He goes like Fonzie into the gap into right center field.
Almost shift one way in the outfield, the other way on the infield, and that's pulled with authority, but foul.
Lopez better go to plan B here pretty quick. He's lost 19 games last year, 12 in Tampa, and he went 4-7 when he went over to Arizona last year. And he said in the paper he lost the 19 games because he was playing for a last place Tampa Bay team. Okay.
Short lead for Vaughn. Off the outside corner, 2-2.
That didn't miss by much. This is a little cut fastball that just misses, and it did. He brought the glove back in. So that's just a good hitting, good balance, good eye by Piazza.
Nobody out. 3-2 New York here in the third. The breaking ball, full count.
Do you send Vaughn? I don't think so. I suppose you could. You know, Piazza doesn't strike out a lot for a guy that's a power hitter. Well, I don't think it's going to happen.
Vaughn with a very short lead, not running, and Piazza hits it foul the other way. One thing Bobby Valentine has done in the past, and especially last year when not a whole lot was working offensively, he would shake things up and do unorthodox things like that. Not that Vaughn was here last year, but hit and run in unusual circumstances just to try to manufacture something. This game right now to this point doesn't have the look of needing to manufacture things. Not yet.
And the lineup that the Mets have this year now, the middle, you're talking from 3, starting with Vaughn, down to Burnitz in the 6th hole. That's a lot of power hitters in there. There's not going to be a whole lot of hitting and running.
Another foul ball. Vaughn was not running.
The 1-2 guys in this lineup, Cedeno and Alomar, will be the ones that are going to make things happen. Cedeno, when he gets on base, is going to steal bases. He stole 55 bases last year in the American League with Detroit. Alomar handles the bat, can hit and run with him. Then you basically got power hitters in Vaughn, Piazza. Alfonso you could hit and run with. And then you got Burnitz, of course, who's a power hitter.
Ball 4. And Lopez in trouble again. First 2 Mets get on here in the 3rd. A base hit by Vaughn, a walk to Piazza, and now Edgardo Alfonso.
It's the 47th pitch for Albie Lopez, and he threw only 2 innings. He hasn't got anybody out in the 3rd.
He might get a pretty good at-bat there. Fouled a few pitches off, stayed alive, drew the walk.
He had a very good at-bat. Took some. The impressive part was taking that 1 slider with a 1-2 count, but just missing the outside corner.
On the outside corner, no balls and a strike. Fonzie singled and scored, so he's now 6 out of 12 on the year, and 4 out of 8 in his career against Albie Lopez. Braves at double play depth on the infield. Outfield a couple of steps towards right. 1-1. We've already seen the Braves infield turn 1 impressive double play in this game.
Well, it's about time they got someone up in that bullpen. The house is going to burn down before he comes in.
Lopez ready. Runners lead from 2nd and 1st. Through the middle. Furcal can't hold on. Around 3rd is Vaughn. He's coming home. Piazza digging for 3rd. He's in standing. And the Mets have a 4-2 lead. Usually if Furcal gets there, he gobbles it up. The ball came up.
Well, Fonzie again continues his hot hitting here. It's catcher Lopez setting up away. It is a split finger, and that is a nasty pitch. And that is just good hitting by Fonzie. The ball came up on Furcal. Mo Vaughn easily scoring on Piazza again. This is the 2nd time this season. Not even hesitating. Oh, he did. See, he's got to make up his own mind there as he rounds the base. He should have his mind made up. The plays in front of him, whether he can make it or not. He doesn't need to look at the 3rd base coach for help.
It's ruled an error on Rafael Furcal. So no RBI for Alfonso. And again, Furcal covered the ground, and that's clearly a ball that he should have played, even though it did come up. It didn't come up as high as I thought originally with the naked eye. Came up around belt high, and he had his glove there.
Boy, as a hitter, that's a ball you want to get a hit. That's got RBI in it right there.
Right through the middle.
Doggone, you want that home book.
Up the middle again, and this time Furcal makes a spectacular play for 1, and back to 1st for the double play. It scores a run, and the Mets now have a 5-2 lead. So Alfonso made a bid for a base hit, lost an RBI. Burnitz thought he had one through the middle, and this time Furcal came up big.
Well, this is a heck of a play here. Kind of a redeemer. Oh, what a diving play. That's just pure reaction. And the second baseman, again, Charles has just shown me that he can stay in there, not afraid of being taken out. 2 fine plays up the middle.
So the second double play turned by the Braves. Jay Payton tried to hold his swing on that high and tight fastball, and he did. 1 ball, no strikes. So Piazza has scored twice. Payton was doubled up his first time up. And the fastball, 2-seamer, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I just wonder what Jay thinks at the plate sometimes. It's the second fastball he's taken down the middle. I just don't I don't understand his approach at the plate.
Lines that one to center. Andrew Jones gets there, and the side retired. But the Mets tack on 2 more in the 3rd. There was a hit, an error, a walk, a double play, added up, middle of the 3rd, 5-2 Mets.
Call to find out about HIP's circle of healthcare options that provide businesses, both small and large, with choice. We have innovative products that give members the freedom to see specialists without referral, and plans that let members see any doctor anywhere. Call and find out about the freedom of HIP access. The company that takes care of 10,000 businesses should take care of yours. Centered, focused, evolving. The circle continues to grow.
The V6 Nissan Altima.
The boss wants a more efficient operation, but we never upgraded to digital. What should we do?
We'll distract him with my fake mustache. You can't take your eyes off it, can you?
If business were that easy, you wouldn't need us. Update your office technology with Canon Business Solutions.
It's time for MSG Network's 7th annual Cheering for Children Week telethon to benefit the Cheering for Children Foundation. From April 7th through the 16th, during MSG and Fox Sports Net telecasts, fans can bid on premium auction items, including a Rangers road trip, the chance to play one-on-one against Walt Frazier, and a suite for you and your friends to see Paul McCartney or The Who at Madison Square Garden. Log on to MSGNetwork.com to check out all the great auctions available and help make a difference.
No, that's not Candlestick Park.
It's a little different than it'll be when the Mets come back here in June. Andrew Jones hit a 2-run home run his first time up. Looks at a breaking ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Jones to be followed by Chipper Jones and Gary Sheffield.
You can tell he's starting to mix in his breaking ball. This is what we saw in spring training. That's an outstanding slider he's throwing there.
1 ball, 1 strike. Is that his changeup?
I believe it was, and that's not a spot he wants it upstairs like that. He got away with that. But you can't throw it where you want it all the time, but you don't want to throw a changeup letter high. And that's a pitch that can get launched.
Unusual for Estacio because the changeup has been one of his real good pitches.
I like all of his pitches. Here's the first inning home run by Jones, a fastball that just didn't run in there enough, and he just turned on it. You can see a very quick bat.
So Estacio ahead, a ball and 2 strikes. The outfield deep and straight away. The infield plays Andrews straight up. Ran it inside.
Yeah, if you're 1 and 2 and you're going to throw a pitch inside, if you miss in. That's a good pitch. Let him think about it. Let's see where Mike sets up here and what he wants to go away. Slider.
And that runs the count full. Estacio 103 and 96 lifetime. The Braves have given him fits. And the breaking ball gets him. Real good curveball by Pedro Estacio for his 2nd strikeout of the game.
I don't think he wanted this location, but the off-speed part of the pitch fooled Jones. Watch, he's out in front. That's what fooled him. The curveball's on the inside part of the plate. You want the curveball on the outside corner, so you could pretty much call that a hanger. There's a good pitch.
And Chipper Jones lines it to right past Burnett's. Jeremy comes up with it, and that'll hold Chipper at first base.
So isn't it funny this game? You get away with a hanger where you hung it on the inside part of the plate. It still broke down sharp and strikes someone out. I'll throw a nasty one down and in. And you give up a single.
There you go with
and
the left-handers down and inning.
There you go. So you give credit to the hitter there. That's just good hitting right there. Great balance. That's why he's a 300 lifetime hitter.
And now Sheffield. mentioned the 3 home runs in the first 3 games that Sheffield has played for the Braves. Put that in perspective. Only 2 other players in history have done that. Not with a new team, but just in their club's first. Well, now you look at 4 games, and only McGuire, who did it in '98, and Willie Mays in 1971 have homered in their club's first 4 games. Vaughn holding Chipper Jones on. Ordonez ranging to Alomar, and Vaughn for the double play. And that retires the side. So the Mets turn some leather here in the 3rd and get used to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ordonez to Alomar. They'll get together on plenty of those double plays. Fran Healy will get together with Keith for the next 3 innings.
The red-eyed tree frog, cleverly equipped with suction cup-like toes so it doesn't slip. Ford Focus, also cleverly equipped. It's the only one in its class with advanced track. It senses which tire needs more grip for more control through a variety of conditions. 2 sure-footed species, but only one's been a Car and Driver 10 Best for 3 years running. Now get $1,500 cash back or 2.9% financing for 60 months. Ford Focus with advanced track. Everybody's stuck on it.
The first time I ever played the lotto, me and my girlfriend at the time in high school, I just turned 18, and it was like a really, really big pot, and people were coming from all over the place to gas stations and stuff like that who were packing in to buy lotto tickets. And we walked in, we waited online for 10 minutes, and then we got our ticket. We didn't win, but it was fun. We had a lot of fun talking and dreaming about like what we would do if we had the money and the stuff we buy for each other. And then we broke up.
I could sell Toyotas. Hi there. May I help you?
Miss Camry, I'm trying to decide between the VVTi4 and the double overhead cam.
Why don't you talk to my assistant right here? She'll tell you about the double camera VHS.
Either way, it's the best Camry ever. Bigger, roomier, more powerful, and with exceptional financing on Camry, you can save a lot of money when you buy now. And starting at 19 and change, it's less than last year.
It's less than last year.
Hey, if your appetite is bigger than your budget, it's got to be Applebee's.
Well, Ray Ordonez will lead it off for the Mets as we go to the top of the 4th inning, and a nice way to end the inning, one-handed out of the glove, Keith.
Yeah, shovel right there. And look at Alomar. Knows a quick runner in Sheffield, but look how he did not waste any time. Has the sense to know what he has to do to get out of the way of the slide. Like Howie said at the end of the inning, get used to that. We've seen some sizzling play with the guys up the middle.
On both
sides.
Yeah, both for Kalman. A nice play in this ball game as Ordonez fouls off the first pitch. So it's 0-1 on Ordonez, who's 1 for 1 in his last at bat in the 2nd inning. He singled to center. So you saw Ordonez club that ball and just flip it out with that one hand. It's nice.
That's sweet.
Yeah, strained his hand with that swing.
No, he didn't strain his hand. It's just cold.
It's 0-1. Hey, I've seen this year some guys breaking bones swinging their bats.
I heard that.
Can you imagine that?
Must be those gloves they wear all the time.
Lopez looking in for the sign from Lopez. Fastball right by him.
Well, that's right down the middle and up, and that's what Lopez has been doing, getting hammered. And this is a pitch that Ray likes. That's his happy spot right there, and he swung through it.
Misses inside, so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tomorrow, Tom Glavine will pitch against the Mets, and Sunday, Bobby Cox told me before the ball game, as you look at Pedro Estacio, Bobby Cox said he hopes that Greg Maddux can get to the mound on Sunday. So it should be a nice series here in Atlanta, Georgia, the Mets and the Braves.
Good eye.
So now it's 3-2. He missed with 2 breaking balls.
That's something that Ordonez last year, a pitch that Ordonez would have swung at with 2 strikes.
And a 3-2 pitch to Ordonez. Pops it up for Cal, calling for it in the middle of the infield, and he makes the grab for out number 1.
Well, there's the Atlantis bullpen. Surprisingly, where are the pitchers? You think they'd be down there ready to go, waiting for that phone call.
Staying warm someplace.
Bobby, both clubs are carrying 12 pitchers.
That's a lot of pitchers. Of course, everybody now is emphasizing the bullpen. That's why they're up to 12. They used to carry 9 or 10 pitchers as Estacio takes down low ball one.
We were talking about that over lunch, is that when we came up, when you went north, because of all the off days, most clubs took 9 pitchers. The fifth starter, they'd keep him down in extended spring training, so he wouldn't miss a start, and they can go with 4 starters, and then they would carry the normal amount, the 5 in the bullpen. But the game has changed. I mean, they got, like we saw in the Pittsburgh series, there's for every pitching change that can be possibly made, they're going to make the move. They're going to bring a left-hander. They're going to bring in a left-hander to face a left-hander, a right-hander to face a right-hander. You have to have 7 guys in the bullpen now.
It's amazing how many pitchers now occupy a pitching staff. In fact, the Texas Rangers this year broke camp with 13 pitchers.
Well, they need him with that staff.
Strike 3 to Estacio, and Lopez flips down to first base. And now we'll take a look at our Aflac trivia question. Which 2 teams had a trio of 30 home run outfielders in a single season? Well, thinking about that. Which 2 teams had a trio?
Oh, boy, it wasn't the old Brave team when they had all those guys that hit 20 home runs. I'll say the Dodgers were one of them.
Dodgers?
Dusty Baker and Reggie Smith, were they on the same team that they hit 20 plus one year?
I believe they were on the same team. Same time. How about the Giants? Well, they had some good outfielders out there. Cedeno, base hit in the center field, so Cedeno is now 2 for 3.
2 line drives. He came into this game hitting 125, so that's a promising sign for the Mets. They need this guy to get on base, and this is a blue frozen road. Blue dart.
So speed on first base, speed at the plate. Does Alomar now change his ways at the plate and give Cedeno a pitch to steal?
Well, he's a veteran enough to take and give him a chance to steal a base.
As he hits a ground ball at second base, easy play for Giles. So that'll do it for the Mets. They strand Cedeno. They fail to score. But here in the bottom of the 4th inning, the Mets have a 3-run lead, and we'll be back.
Ooh, scary. Yeah, and I bet they didn't have that insurance back then. What?
Aflac.
It gives your mommy money if she's sick and can't work. What does?
Yeah. Aflac.
Pay attention. To what?
Aflac. Ask about
Mets fans, here's a great way to see all the amazing action at Shea this season. Secure your seats for a Mets 8-pack. Choose from the Power Pack, Champion Pack, Rival Pack, or the All-Star Pack. Each ticket package includes a Mets-Yankees game and a Mets-Braves game. For more information or assistance in purchasing a Mets 8-pack, call 718-507-TIXX. We'll see you at Shea.
New York Mets baseball is brought to you in part by Aflac. Ask about it at work. By Clarinex. Talk to your doctor for more information or visit clarinex.com. And by Heineken. It's all about the beer. Heineken. Atlanta, Georgia, Mets and the Braves. Much anticipated series. Both teams should be in it all the way. Should be exciting baseball at Shea Stadium this year. So if you're thinking of coming out, get yourself some tickets and come out and watch New York Met baseball as Estacio hits Castilla. So the Braves have a base runner here in the 4th.
Number 15, first baseman, B.J. Sherlock.
Not what you want to do. Fastball ran inside and got him in the thigh. Castillo missed the last game. Fouled off a ball off his toe. It swelled and had to miss the game. They're back in the lineup tonight.
Had a big home run opening day for the Braves. In the second game, they said the wind kept a ball he hit in the ballpark. Well, B.J. Surhoff is the batter.
I'm sorry, Fran. That's a good sinker right there.
Surhoff, his last at bat was in the first inning. He flied out to left field. Surhoff playing first base. I guess as you get older and you're a Major League Baseball player, if you can't play other positions, move him to first. The easiest position on the field.
Get your hands off me.
It's 0-1. That's Surhoff. Now it's 0-2.
Well, BJ, when they made the trade on January 15th for Sheffield, thought he was odd man out. Wasn't going to play. He was played left field last year and wanted to be traded. Went down to spring. They didn't trade him. Went down to spring training. Had a great spring, and he's won the first base job over Julio Franco and Wes Helms.
Yeah, there was some talk that he wanted to be traded coming out of spring training. He's a good ball player. He grew up in the New York area, and he takes inside 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He's your good journeyman player. Knows what to do. Smart player. Does the little things. Will get a runner over. Good RBI guy. Not a power hitter.
He came up as a catcher with the Milwaukee Brewers, signed as a catcher. I know our producer Kevin Meininger said he grew up in the same area, and Kevin worked with them when they were kids, teaching them how to hit up high.
Is that the swing right there he taught him?
1-2 B.J. Surhoff. Chris Hammond in the bullpen.
Well, I'm sure if they get to Lopez, they'll pinch hit.
Braves trailing by 3 here in the 4th inning. Pedro Estacio, his first start for the Mets. Pedro looked pretty relaxed at the hotel today when Keith and I ran into him.
He's having lunch. His pregame meal.
Been a winning pitcher wherever he's pitched. Of course, last year was a tough year because he pitched in Colorado and in Houston. But he's got good stuff. Fouls it off, B.J. Surhoff.
A very nasty backdoor slider. The hitter, that's just staying alive. That's just staying alive as a hitter. Fighting off a 2-strike pitch like that as a tough pitcher's pitch. It gives you 1 more pitch, he might make a mistake. Keeps you in the hunt. Doesn't want the fastball in, doesn't want the fastball away, wants the curveball again.
It's a good hook, but it's pulled foul. So staying alive is B.J. Surhoff.
There's a big hole, obviously, with Vaughn holding the runner on at first. Alomar playing a double play depth. That is a left-hand hitter's delight. When I saw that, I used to love that. You could drive a Panzer division through there.
Surhoff with good power. He's put up some good numbers throughout his career. Stasio keeping that right arm loose, wiggling that arm while waiting for the sign. Fouled off Mike Piazza. You don't think Bobby Valentine holds his breath every time he sees his catcher Mike Piazza get hit with a foul tip? And Vince Piazza. Vince figures his son is made out of steel. He'll be all right.
No, he's going, come on, son. Suck it up. That's off the toe. Ouch. In the cold weather, too. That's not good.
He's tough. He loves to catch. There was rumors that Pudge Rodriguez wanted to move to another position. But Mike Piazza loves to get behind the plate. It's 2-2 on Surhoff. Fly ball fouled down the left field line.
Now, those are ugly swings, but that's a nasty. He's thrown him 2 backdoor curveballs that he's fought off. Then he threw him an inside corner fastball. This is all but 2 strikes that he fought off. And then he throws him a nasty changeup, sinking low and away, and he just gets a piece of it and stays in the hunt.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. We're in the 4th inning. Turner Field, Atlanta, Georgia. Watching all the action on Fox Sports Net as Surhoff drives the ball down the right field line and out of play. Braves under Bobby Cox have put together some great ball clubs. Bobby Cox, one of the most underrated managers probably in the history of the game. Line drive, right field, base hit. Suroff going for two. They're sending the runner, the lead runner on his way to the plate, and Castilla is safe. So B.J. Suroff with an RBI double, and it's now 5-3 Mets.
This is just good hitting. He finally fought off all those pitches. He tried to get a fastball inside and got it over the middle. Made a mistake. Suroff rips it down the line. Easily scores the runner. Alomar throwing to third, and you can't see in the screen here. Here's the replay of the run here. Castillo's going to score easily on this ball, went into the corner. But Cedeno coming in from right field, from left field. You just saw him. It's Estasio's job to back up home plate. That is heads up on Cedeno's part to back up third.
Well, that was a great shot of Cedeno coming in to back up third base on that throw. You don't see that.
I tell you, you don't.
No. Javi Lopez is the batter. Cedeno with good hustle going behind third base to back up the bag. And they appeal to third. Bobby Valentine not happy with the call. Chris Guccione, the third base umpire, said that Castilla tagged the base. Javi Lopez, the batter, takes a strike. Javi Lopez will play 2 of these 3 games. On Sunday, when Greg Maddux is pitching, he will not catch. Blanco will do the catching. They traded Perez to the Cleveland Indians. And I asked Bobby Cox, did you have to talk to Greg Maddux before you traded him? He said, we did talk to him because he's his personal catcher. We feel Blanco's a better throwing catcher. There's a strike. 0-2 on Lopez.
Much like Philadelphia those years, and Tim McCarver's career was lengthened because Steve Carlton loved to pitch to him.
Yeah, there's certain pitches that want to pitch to a certain catcher. When you have the credentials of Carlton or a Maddux, the manager's going to listen. So Greg Maddux will pitch on Sunday, and Blanco will do the catching, but it's got to hurt the offense.
Absolutely, particularly in McCarver's case. You have a left-hander out there, because Tim later in his career was strictly a platoon player. Did not face very many left-handers late in his career.
Lopez right there swinging through the off-speed pitch, so 1 man down. Here in the 5th inning, runner still on second base. Mets with a 2-run lead. Now let's go back to our Aflac trivia question. Which 2 teams had a trio of 30 home run outfielders in a single season? We talked about maybe the Giants.
Bonds and Mays. Dodgers, no, definitely not.
No Dodgers. We'll see Giants.
Ah.
Yankees and the killer. Armin Killebrew. Hall and Allison. Keller, DiMaggio. Boy. Inside on Giles.
That last 3 sequence of pitches to Javi Lopez was just outstanding. He came 2 fastballs inside corner running in, and then dropped the hammer on him and like, go sit down, grab some pine.
And the 1-0 pitch. Down low. 2 balls and no strikes. So these 2 teams will go at it again tomorrow and Sunday. Then the Mets have an off day on Monday. They will travel to Chicago to take on the Cubbies Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
That's Keith Lockhart there. That's their only left-hander on the bench.
So they're going to use them early. Inside, you know, using them early, you wonder how that affects the nature of the ball game when you have your stopper as Armando Benitez, a hard-throwing right-hander. So Bobby Cox, one of the best in the game at managing a ball club, looking on. 3-0 pitch. All 4, so Giles walks. Lockhart will be the batter. That'll bring Charlie Huftenham out.
That's just something you don't want to do there. The 8th hitter up. So this is a good time for Charlie to come out and talk to him.
That's the Mets bullpen right there. Pitchers are someplace staying warm.
Where are they? They back there watching TV or?
There they are.
They're hiding in ambush.
Randy Neiman, the bullpen coach, getting up. Will there be some action? Two of the best managers in baseball working here tonight. Bobby Valentine with the Mets. Bobby Cox with the Braves. Stasio with 58 pitches. You see Lockhart's career batting in 790 games. 36 dingers. Runners on first and second with one man out. Stasio with a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the 4th.
Oh, as a hitter, a guy throws a backdoor curveball that sharp and that much on the black outside corner, you take it. That is not a pitch. Even if you're looking for it, it's a pitcher's pitch. Again, Mo Vaughn, runners on first and second, is playing so close behind the runner. It's like move back, cover some ground.
There's a fly ball right field. Burnitz can throw. Surhoff will not challenge that arm. Burnitz making that grab and getting the ball back in. Runners retreat. Surhoff to second, Giles to first, 2 men down. Rafael Furcal will be the batter. The catalyst in this ball club is Furcal. He was out last year with an injury for a long time, and the reason was a head-first slide. And Bobby Cox said that he is trying this year not to slide head-first. And Bobby Cox and his coaches have talked to Furcal about forgetting a head-first slide. There's nothing but injuries there. There's that breaking ball Keith was talking about. It's over the plate for strike one to Furcal.
Friend, we're talking about Mo. You got to be. He's here. Get back further where you can cover some ground. It's two left-hand hitters. There's no need to be close to a runner, but he can't go anywhere with the runner in front of him.
Is that his call now?
I can't believe that someone in the dugout would not move him back. Now this is a better position he's at now. He's deeper. I would like. There's 2 outs. You're not going to turn a double play here. Mookie's in charge of the outfielders. There's no need to play tight, even if you need a double play, and you've got, say, the fastest runner in the world up at the plate, and you have to turn 2. All you need is 1 out to end the inning. I would be almost back on to the grass where I can cover as much ground as I possibly can to my left or right.
Well, it's 0-2 now on Furcal. Outside 1-2. Keith, as far as Mo Vaughn is concerned, do you think he's closer because he feels he doesn't have your speed to get to first base on the ground ball?
I don't know what's going on. I can't answer that question because I don't know what's going on in his mind, but there's plenty of time to get to first base on a ground ball. To shortstop, second base. Third base is really the only time when you really got a hard shot. But they're going to get the force out, though, when a ball hit to the middle infielders in the third base.
What about the batter speed for Cal can fly?
All the more reason to get the force out.
I'm talking about as far as Vaughn is concerned, getting to first base.
Oh, I got to believe he can get there on a ground ball, please.
Well, you see where Mo
got plenty of time to get there. Now he's fine. He's back fine now. They must have moved him back. But still, you can still get a little bit deeper.
Plus, with his experience in the big leagues, I'm surprised it's not his call to move back.
This is acceptable right here. I would like to see him back even a little further.
Breaking ball misses outside and down, so it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. We have 2 men out. We're in the 5th inning. I should say the bottom of the 4th. It's a pretty good play right there, Andrew Jones. Jones with a 2-run home run in this ball game. Bobby Valentine looking on. Best speed on the Braves ball clubs for Cal, not B.J. Surhoff and not Marcus Giles. The runners on second and first. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Got him! There's that curveball Keith was talking about for Cal. Strikes out with runners in first and second. Take a look at this. Ooh, got him. We'll be back.
Turner Field, Mets leading 5-3 as we go to the top half of the 5th inning. Earlier today, the Mets announced a deal with the Montreal Expos. Scott Strickland acquired for Bruce Chen. There were a number of other players involved, but those are the two principals. Gary LaRocque is the assistant general manager of the Mets, traveling with the team for this series. Gary, I know the Mets are very excited about adding Strickland to the bullpen. Tell me how much you like him and what he brings to the team.
Well, we are very excited about it. He brings a welcome addition to the bullpen. You know, last year he appeared in 77 games and he had 9 saves in the second half of the year, so we're really looking forward to having him.
Now, I know he's been on the list, if you will, the watch list for a while. Was this a deal that suddenly developed, or has Steve been talking with Omar Minaya for a while, just kind of working out all the assorted names?
Well, Steve never stops working, as you know, so I can honestly admit that he's been pursuing many things along the way, and fortunately we were able to get this one done.
How much is John Franco's injury, did it play a part in this, or would Strickland been someone you were looking for regardless of John's injury?
Well, I think anytime you can upgrade, in this case like we have, it's always a welcome addition and one that you'll always pursue. So certainly we want to get John back as soon as possible, but we do understand in the short term that we have to deal with this, and it was, as I said, we're very welcome and we're very glad to have it done.
All right, Gary, we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Gary LaRocque joining us. Fran, back upstairs to you.
All right, Matty, and picked up this man during the offseason, Mo Vaughn, who's 1 for 2 in this ball game. Steve was very, very busy and still is. Wheeling and dealing. 13 new faces on the Mets when the season began as Mo Vaughn takes strike 3. 1 down. So Chris Hammond, on the relief of Albie Lopez, strikes out his first batter.
This is a high slider and just fooled Mo. Just didn't pull the trigger, got a little out in front. Didn't quite stay in there. Hammond's an interesting story, Fran. He had, in '97, he had surgery on his left elbow, a bone spur. Pitched in '98 for the Marlins in their minor league system. Got called up late in '98. Had a lot of discomfort in his elbow. He quit. Did not play in '99 and 2000, and decided to come back last year. Pitched for Buffalo, then he makes the ball club this year.
Great story. So the southpaw said he's healthy. And he has a 2-0 count to Mike Piazza. Now it's 3-0. And a reminder, the 2002 Mets official merchandise catalog is now available, offering a great selection of items from authentic jerseys to 40th anniversary collectibles. Just call 718-507-TIXX for your copy. Really get some of that merchandise that the players wear, like Mike Piazza right there. Get the hat. There's the big guy there. He's filling out their uniform. Look at the merchandise. Met merchandise sitting in the stands here at Turner Field. Mike Piazza's walked. He gets down first base. So the Mets have a base runner with 1 man out. If you're wondering when the Braves come into New York, they're coming in next homestand. The homestand will start off against the Montreal Expos on the 12th. That'll be 12th, 13th, and 14th. And then these Braves will come to town 15th, 16th, and 17th. So if you're thinking of getting some tickets, those are some dates that you might want to look forward to. As Edgardo Alfonso takes a pitch outside, 1-0 on the Fonz. 1 man down. Jeremy Burnett's on deck. Mets baseball on Fox Sports Net. Fran Neely, Keith Hernandez, Howie Rose, Matt Loughlin, producer Kevin Meininger, director Bill Webb. How about the secret scout? Is it, they find out Bill Webb?
I'd still say it's Mr. Meth.
Knocked down by Castillo, and the Mets have runners on first and second with 1 man down.
Now, if they give Fonzie an error on this one, he has a right to be really hot. This ball's hit sharply down the line. Castillo gets a glove on it diving, and that's if that's ruled an error, that's a tough error for Castillo. And if you're the hitter, you're a little bit miffed.
I'm glad you said miffed. There's a base hit. So runners on first and second. 1 man down, and the batter Jeremy Burnett, soon in the first inning, picked up a base hit and an RBI. Then it into a 6-4-3 double play, but it was a sparkler by Furcal to start that double play. So Burnett could have 2 hits in this ball game.
Ooh, still a hard little sinker in there. So you can see right now, Hammond is just a little soft-throwing sinker baller, not overpowering, control pitcher. Has to spot the ball. A lot of left-handers like that for him. There's his changeup right there.
And I would say that Burnett's being a home run hitter and a good fastball hitter, if he has trouble, and he does with the strikeouts, it would be against a guy like this. Piazza on second, Fonzie on first.
Jeremy's a lifetime 246 hitter against left-handers. There's the fastball away.
Took the heater for a strike. 1-2. Tom Robson talking to Ray Ordonez, maybe talking about swinging that bat. Tom Robson was the batting instructor a couple years ago. Now he's Bobby Valentine's right-hand man in the dugout. Dave Engel is the batting instructor. And it fouls the ball off. 1-2. Keith, when you were playing, you had to play one of your most memorable games right here in Atlanta, not in this ballpark, obviously, but
the old park. Yes, I had one of my greater days here. Day after my divorce was final.
That's probably a different show. That could be an hour-and-a-half show right there. Foul off.
After the judge read me the decision, and I took all my frustration out in that ball the next day. I had 2 home runs, a grand slam. I had 7 RBIs. So 2 home runs. I only had 2 home runs in the game twice in my career.
So you were emotional about the divorce?
I'm only kidding, Fred.
You were doing some hammering.
I took my punishment like a man.
There's a drive to right field, way back. Gone! Home run, Jeremy Burnett. A 3-run dinger. So the Mets now have a 5-run lead. So Chris Hammonds comes in relief and gives up a 3-run dinger to Burnett.
Well, they threw a fastball in. They're going to come away with a slider, and he got it away, but it was belt high. And Burnett let go with one hand there, if you can see. You see it right there. That's why the Mets got him. They're going to have some power, some pop. And that's a game breaker right there. And it's far from over, but it certainly gives a lot of breathing room for Astacio.
5-run lead. The batter now, Jay Payton. Payton grounded into a double play in the second and lined out hard in the third to center field. Outside, 3 balls and no strikes. Should be some wild games against the Braves. The Braves and the Mets should be very entertaining all season long. Jeremy Burnett with the 3-run dinger. Payton takes a strike. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. 10 hits today for the Mets. And the 3-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. 3-2. On deck, Ray Ordonez. Popped up to the right side. Giles calling for it. Plenty of room, and makes the grab. Grab number 2.
Well, we're going to show you the home run again here. Followed by a fastball in with a slider. Look at him let go with one hand. He got the ball outside, and he let go with one hand. And that extension there was enough to get the head of the bat on the ball, and he hooks it around the foul pole. In the immortal words of Frank Howard, get a piece of cheese and wrap it around a foul pole. Turn on the fan. There's the pitcher. No, he just didn't get it down and out enough.
Ground ball, third, Castilla. A long throw. Got him! Outstanding play by Castilla. Ordonez disagrees with the call, but that'll do it for the Mets. They pick up 3. That's the guy that did the damage, and here's what he did. A 3-run home run. We'll be back.
Whoa. Ooh, that was good.
this is cool.
How many 4x4s can you really take off-road?
That was great.
I suppose we better go give these guys a hand, huh?
With its patented four-wheel drive system, Jeep Liberty makes everyday Independence Day.
No laughing this time, guys.
Jeep Liberty, incredibly capable, surprisingly affordable. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
Every day, millions of people in the United States wake up to billions of allergens. Introducing Clarinex. Clarinex provides receptor protection to help block histamine. Clarinex gives you 24-hour non-drowsy relief for any allergy, anywhere, anytime. Side effects are similar to sugar pill, including sore throat, dry mouth, and fatigue. Talk to your doctor about new 24-hour Clarinex.
You root for them, believe in them. Now you can invest in them. Introducing eTopps.com. This week, get these limited edition, one-of-a-kind sports cards. Track their value on your own online portfolio. Look how previous cards have gone up. Get to eTopps.com today.
Well, Tuesday afternoon on MSG Network, the Mets roll into Wrigley Field to battle Sammy Sosa and the Cubs. Geico Mets on deck comes your way at 2 p.m. Then New York and Chicago match up at 2:20 Tuesday on MSG. That's the Mets and the Cubs. Looking forward to going to Chicago, Keith.
I'll be there. That's my game, Tuesday and Thursday.
Met baseball on Fox Sports Net tonight. Andrew Jones steps in to face Pedro Estacio, who has a 5-run lead, and he hooks him, and it's a strike.
See, he has 2 speeds in his breaking ball, Fran. He throws that sharp backdoor breaking ball to the left-hand hitters, and he throws a hard one too, but he also has an off-speed.
Ground ball foul down the third baseline. Speaking of third base, what about that play that ended the inning?
That was a great play by Vinny Castilla. This is a tougher play than the one that he knocked down. I mean, the throw is awesome, off balance. Perfect.
Outstanding play by Castillo, who's found a home here in Atlanta where he started with the Braves, but he was considered a utility player, and they got rid of him. Went on, hit a bunch of home runs in Colorado, and went to Houston, and now he's back with the Braves. So it's 0-2 now, and Andrew Jones.
Ooh, high fastball, blew it right by him.
It's payback for that home run earlier in the ball game that Jones hit his first time up.
Well, this is just out of the strike zone. It's the second strikeout in a row. He just upped the ladder on him. Just beat him. Not a strike.
So Estacio with a 5-run lead now will take on Chipper Jones. Chipper Jones in his ball game struck out and singled. He takes outside, ball 1. Chipper Jones will be followed by Gary Sheffield. The Braves have a good solid club again this year.
They have a nice lineup, but they can see, you can see they got some holes in their ball club. I mean, their bench right now is overloaded with right-handers. I mean, as far as this game's concerned, if it was a tight game, you've used your only left-hander on the bench. And the Mets are overloaded with right-handers in the bullpen.
Chipper Jones, as I mentioned, will be followed by Gary Sheffield, who once again is out of that batter's circle, the on-deck circle, checking out the pitcher's speed, the velocity, the breaking ball. Pitchers get upset with that. There's a bouncer back to Estacio. Throws a bullet over to Mo Vaughn, 2 down. You know, it's funny, Keith, when I see someone getting up to measure the speed. I remember my first at bat in A-ball coming out of high school. I walked up to the plate, and the pitcher was getting loose for the inning. And I'm standing there trying to time him. And the catcher said, it was a Cardinal farm team. Catcher said, get out of here or I'll have him hit you right in the head with the ball.
What year was this?
I was 18 years old. You know what I did?
Was that, what, 45?
I can tell you right now, when he said it, I got out of there.
I was going foolish.
I thought this was high school ball. You could go up there and time the pitcher.
A-ball where?
A-ball in Dubuque, Iowa. It's a beautiful town in Iowa.
At the Midwest League?
Oh, boy, was it. Gary Sheffield with a towering fly ball in foul territory. Piazza makes the grab for out number 3. It's a huge out when you get Sheffield to foul out. Vince Piazza said, that's what I taught him when he was 8 years old. And that'll do it for the Braves. They fail to score. They trail the Mets by 5.
Hey, this is cool.
How many 4x4s can you really take off-road?
That was great.
I suppose we better go give these guys a hand, huh?
With its patented 4-wheel drive system, Jeep Liberty makes everyday Independence Day.
No laughing this time, guys.
Jeep Liberty, incredibly capable, surprisingly affordable. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
The wonder of it all. Take a chance, make it happen. Pop the cork, finger snapping. Spin the wheel, round and round we go. Life is good, life is sweet. Grab yourself a front row seat. Let's meet and have a ball. Let's live. Yeah, let's live for the wonder of it all. Meet me at Foxwoods. Foxwoods.
High-definition television at the Wiz. It's the future of television here now with awesome depth and mind-blowing dimension that's incredibly close to being 3D. Get to the Wiz and check out the amazingly cool experience of HD TVs. Your TV can't handle it. So to go from ordinary TV to the big leagues, come to the Wiz for the best prices on the hottest high-def TVs. Or check out our flat plasma screens and all our other 21st century televisions right now at the Wiz.
Well, Pedro Estacio leads it off for the Mets. Hammond's first pitch is off the plate, ball 1. Estacio single to right field in the second.
You know, Fran, we're talking about Atlanta, which is obviously going to be one of the main competitors for the Mets. If you look at their bullpen, Darren Holmes is been around the league for years. He's 37 years old. Journeyman pitcher out of the bullpen from the right side. Kerry Leitenberg is kind of a veteran type pitcher, in and out. Tim Spooneybarger and Damian Moss are both basically rookies.
But this guy bouncing the ball to second base. Giles flips to first, 1 down. Now let's take a look at our Jeep game summary.
All right, let's look at it. There it is. Jeremy Burnett's 2 for 3. The 3-run home run with 4 RBIs. His second home run. Fonzie 3 for 3 with 2 runs. Off to continues his hot start. Piazza today with 2 walks and 3 runs scored and 1 for 1. And Mo Vaughn with a single and a run scored. There you have it.
As you look at Fonzie off to this hot start, and there's Jeremy Burnett, but when you think of Fonzie, just think of what the Mets would have done last year with a healthy Edgardo Alfonso. Didn't have him for a long period of time because of injuries. The year before, he was probably the most complete hitter on the Mets ballpark. As you look at Roger Cedeno, who's got 2 blows in this game, he's 2 for 3.
And that's very promising for the Mets to get him untracked. He's very key to this lineup. I said earlier in the year that I thought the best trades that were made were the 2 guys on top of the order, Cedeno and Alomar, that give the Mets some speed at the top.
Bobby Cox was absolutely raving about that move, bringing Alomar to New York.
Who wouldn't?
Hammond's the first, score it 1-3, 2 down.
But, you know, getting back to their pitching, you know, we're talking about Moss, their left-hander, being a rookie. Spooneybarger just came up a little bit in August last year. Leitenberg and Holmes we hit on, and Smoltz is their stopper, and Remlinger is a veteran there, but Smoltz has had arm problems. You know, and Maddox is hurt. Maddox and Glavin, after that, their other 5 guys are questionable.
But Smoltz last year, at the end of the year, was dominating out of the bullpen. They're hoping he's going to be the same this year. Alomar swings and misses. They decided to go, what they said, with experience over talent coming out of spring training. They feel they have a couple kids in the minor leagues who can really pitch. Ground ball, second base. Easy play for Giles. Score that 4-3, and that'll do it for the Mets here in the 6th inning. 3 up, 3-9 at the end of 5.5. It's 8-3 New York.
Accidents can happen anytime. That's why Geico's here 24 hours a day, every day. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Every day, millions of people in the United States wake up to billions of allergens. Introducing Clarinex. Clarinex provides receptor protection to help block histamine. Clarinex gives you 24-hour non-drowsy relief for any allergy, anywhere, anytime. Side effects are similar to sugar pill, including sore throat, dry mouth, and fatigue. Talk to your doctor about new 24-hour Clarinex.
Mets win! Mets win!
Mets baseball. Always believe. For tickets, call 718-507-TIXX.
The bottom of the 6th inning. Pedro Estacio with a 5-run lead.
So after the first inning, he's settled down. Actually, the first 2 batters, Fran. He gave a leadoff double to Furcal, and then the 2-run home run to Andrew Jones. He's settled down nicely.
Now he'll take on Vinny Castilla. Vinny Castilla hit all those home runs in Colorado for a number of years, was an outstanding third baseman. And when you look back at his career, obviously you'll have to take into consideration he did hit those home runs in Colorado.
And he's on the road, a lifetime .261 hitter.
Inside.
And I think that's a fair assessment right there. Colorado is so deceptive. When you judge a player there, when you're trading for a player there, an offensive player, you've got to really look and see what they do around the league.
Castilla drives it to right field. Burnitz is there and makes the grab for out number 1. Burnitz having a nice night with the bat. 3-run home run. Also a single in the ball game. So Jeremy Burnitz making himself at home here in Atlanta. DJ Surhoff will be the batter. He's 1 for 2.
Oh, nice curveball.
0-1.
This is what I saw in spring training, and I liked his stuff.
We talk about those moves Steve Phillips made. This is another move, bringing Pedro Estacio to New York. Jeff D'Amico. He might be the sleeper if he stays healthy.
And he gets his start tomorrow.
Wherever you see Steve Phillips, you see him on the cell phone. Wheeling and dealing. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fly ball, center field. Payton going back and making the grab for out number 2. Payton was given the job by Bobby Valentine early on. There was no doubt. He didn't have a real solid spring with the bat. Hit a home run opening day this week.
Well, Jay covers ground good, and it's important for the Mets to have a center fielder that can cover the ground, much like Atlanta, with Burnitz in right and Cedeno in left. Although I think the Mets defensively have a better defensive outfield than Atlanta.
Javi Lopez to Fonzie. Fonzie to Mo Vaughn, and that'll do it for the Braves. 3 up, 3 down here in the 6th. It's been all Mets so far. They lead by 5.
Devils, Bruins, Sunday at 1 on Fox Sports Net.
Saturday on MSG, Clint Mathis and the Metro Stars invade Columbus to battle the Crew. The Stars and the Crew, Saturday on MSG. This is our town.
Stop worrying about bad credit and start driving your newer vehicle today, because you're approved at 1-800-MAJOR-LOAN.
After the divorce, my credit was shot. I needed a car to get to work. I called 1-800-MAJOR-LOAN, and within 3 days, I had my car. Thanks a lot, Major.
1-800-MAJOR-LOAN has over 1,000 vehicles in stock. Late model Nissan Altimas from $59.95. Pre-owned Mazda MPVs only $79.95. Chevy Blazers just $99.95. Your next car's just a phone call away. 1-800-MAJOR-LOAN. Don't get turned down ever again.
It's Founders Month at PC Richard & Son. We salute A.J. Richard. Now through Sunday, take 10% off our new low price on everything we sell. 10% off all home appliances. 10% off all TVs, VCRs, and DVDs. 10% off all camcorders and cameras. 10% off all home audio, portable audio, and car audio. 10% off all computers and more.
When you're in front of the product you purchased, we're standing behind it.
It's Founders Month at PC Richard & Son. Be there.
Papa John's presents a mouth-watering deal that'll put a smile on your face. Say cheese. Sticks. Free cheese sticks. When you buy a made-to-order large one-topping Papa John's pizza for just $9.99, John himself will toss in our delicious cheese sticks absolutely free. We start with Papa John's hand-tossed dough, garlic sauce, cheese made with 100% mozzarella, and 2 zesty sauces for dipping. Call your neighborhood Papa John's today and get free cheese sticks when you order a large one-topping pizza for only $9.99. We see you smiling.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Well, tonight's Fast Facts is brought to you by Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time. And this Fast Facts by Panasonic, it reads like that. Roberto Alomar, 2,389 career hits when he turned 34. In the last 50 years, only 4 players have had that many hits before their 34th birthdays. Hammer and Hank Aaron, Stan the Man Musial, Veda Penson, who was an outstanding player, and Robin Yount, who's another Hall of Famer. The only guy there not a Hall of Famer, Veda Penson. He deserved a longer look, I think, Mr. Rose.
What do you have, about 2,700 hits?
Yeah.
Veda Penson?
Oh, and he could play. He was an excellent player, coming up with the Cincinnati Reds. I played with Veda in Kansas City at the end of his career. First-class individual.
Mo Vaughn, 1 out of 3. Singled and scored in the 3rd. Chris Hammond working his 3rd inning. And that's hit to the right side where they had the overshift. That's Giles throwing out Surhoff. 1 away. Well, throwing to Surhoff.
Excuse me, Howie. You know, speaking of first-class individuals, there's a book out on one of the classiest men ever in baseball, and it's written by Tom Keegan of the New York Post. And the man he wrote about, Ernie Harwell, my 60 years in baseball, not a classier man ever in baseball. The foreword is written by Al Kaline, Brooks Robinson, the afterword. 2 classy gentlemen right there. So you get a chance to get out and take a look at Ernie Harwell, my 60 years in baseball.
Mike Piazza just took a changeup on the outside corner for strike 1. I'll never forget Ernie Harwell when the Mets went into Detroit. Little dribbler up the first baseline that kicks foul. Mets were in there the first year of interleague play when Detroit was in the American League East, and we went into Tiger Stadium. I'd never been to Tiger Stadium. I'd never met Ernie Harwell, although I had spoken to him doing my radio show a couple of times. He practically, remember this? He practically took us by the hand and walked us through every nook and cranny of historic Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, very, very nice man. In fact, was dismissed at one time by the Tigers when Domino's Pizza owner owned the Tigers.
That was a brilliant move, wasn't it?
Oh, and there was an uproar. Mike Ilitch, who owns a competing pizzeria now. What is it?
He's Little Caesars.
Little Caesars. And when he took over, he brought him back. And in a Halls of Fame interview, I asked Ernie about being dismissed by the gentleman who owned Domino's, and he really didn't want to talk about it.
Oh, Piazza deep to left, but foul.
Wow.
Not many balls go into that second deck. See, even a foul ball can make Dad, can impress Dad, huh?
Mike says that his dad still is the guy he goes to when he has something on his mind, talks to his dad. His dad's going to be a little lighter this year. He's going to weigh a Lexus.
Piazza goes after the breaking ball.
That's a good breaking ball by Hammonds. And that left-handed breaking ball, if it breaks late enough, can be tough. Ball was a little bit outside. Mike, I guess, was assuming that might be going to catch the corner of the plate. Didn't have a real good swing.
So here's Edgardo Alfonzo. Alfonso, 2 more hits tonight. So he is 7 out of 14 on the year. Might have had a 3rd hit. And that's going to be his 3rd hit. Down the line and hit with authority. Alfonso on his way to 2nd. Tell you what, he's had more good swings in the first week of this season than he did at stretches that lasted a month last year.
He didn't have as good swings last year. He had a bad back last year. When you have that bad back, it's going to take its toll. Here he just hits a rope in the left field. So Edgardo Alfonzo with a double, and Bobby Valentine has to be elated. I'm sure that the Mets were concerned. Will Fonzie be able to come back? Is his back going to be okay?
Well, last time Jeremy Burnett took one from the left-handed Hammond and hit it deep into the right field stands. And that time Hammond came in tight with a fastball. So Alfonso in scoring position with the Mets up 8-3, 2 out in the 7th.
Back to that 5th inning when Howie was just talking about that home run. He got those arms extended and pulled the ball right down the right field line. A 3-run dinger. That just gives you so much breathing room.
Alfonso leads from 2nd, and the pitch downstairs. So 3-0, and just as the infield overshifted for Mo Vaughn, so do they for Jeremy Burnett, the shortstop for Cal, just about right behind the second base bag. And with first base open, Hammond just about made a statement there. Even though it's left-hander against left-hander, Burnett took him deep in the 5th. Hammond didn't look like he wanted any part of him.
You know, it is funny, Howie, because left-handed against left-handed, you'd rather pitch to him than Jay Payton, although Burnett has had success against Hammonds in the past. But that home run ball, for some reason, when a pitcher gives up a home run and you're catching him and you go out to talk to him immediately after home run, he has that stare. You know, it's amazing what the home run ball does to a pitcher.
Jay Payton wanted to give that feeling to Hammond, except he got under it. Now Chipper Jones is there to put it away. So the Mets put a little something together after 2 are out, but they don't convert. It's time to stretch here at Turner Field in Atlanta. 8-3 New York.
I could sell Toyotas. Hi there. May I help you?
This Camry. I'm trying to decide between the VVTi4 and the double overhead cam.
Why don't you talk to my assistant right here? She'll tell you about the double camera VHS thing.
Either way, it's the best Camry ever. Bigger, roomier, more powerful, and with exceptional financing on Camry, you can save a lot of money when you buy now. And starting at 19 and change, it's less than last year.
It's less than last year.
Two of a kind. For your information, we're 2 of a kind.
That's right, 2 of a kind. My observation, 2 of a kind.
Yeah, just like peas in a pod.
And birds of a feather.
Alone or together, you'll find.
Canon PowerShot digital cameras and Canon bubble jet printers.
2 of a kind.
True harmony in a digital world.
How many 4x4s can you really take off-road?
That was great.
I suppose we better go give these guys a hand, huh?
With its patented 4-wheel drive system, Jeep Liberty makes everyday Independence Day.
No laughing this time, guys.
Jeep Liberty, incredibly capable, surprisingly affordable. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
Shoot it, Ashton. Shoot it. Break it up. Break it up. Come on, come on, come on. Cross it. Cross it. Shoot.
Mets with a 5-run lead here in their first road game of the 2002 season. What better place to make a statement than Turner Field in Atlanta, where they've had so many problems over the years. And Pedro Estacio struggled early, but has settled in beautifully.
Oh, he's looked good tonight. He's, as Howie mentioned, struggled earlier, but later on in the ballgame, he's been able to throw that curveball. 2 different speeds, moves the fastball away from left-handed hitters, throws that slider to right-handed hitters, has a straight change. And also, the biggest thing right now, he has a 5-run lead. He can't wait to pitch some more when the Mets go on the road. Of course, here, they're playing the Braves tomorrow and Sunday, then Chicago. See Madison Square Garden, Fox Sports Net. That's in Chicago. Tomorrow at Channel 11, Sunday, Channel 11. You will see Greg Maddux on Sunday. Does Greg Maddux look like one of the stars of the producers?
Oh, Matthew Broderick.
Doesn't he?
I could see that.
He looks exactly like Matthew Broderick, who's a big Mets fan and joined us in the booth in spring training.
Yeah, so I took some BP.
Yeah, he looked good swinging a bat. Boy, that play the producers is a great play. Great.
That's what I hear. Some of us couldn't get tickets.
Well, I couldn't either. I snuck in.
You know what? I'm inclined to believe you.
Keith,
I'm inclined to believe in them. Yeah, well, middle of the performance, a little trapdoor opens to the back. And here come Healy and Hernandez to take their seats. Well, we go to the last of the 7th inning. Mets did not see Brian Giles when the Pirates were at Shea, because he got hurt in BP before the opener. But here's his brother Marcus. And Mark DeRosa has come out into the on-deck circle as a pinch hitter for Chris Hammond. And so Darren Holmes will get loose and presumably work the 8th inning. Giles grounded to third, drew a walk. So officially he's 0 for 1. Estacio starts him off with a curveball and a good one.
Boy, when you can throw that curveball over, it gives you so many options. If you can throw it over and start off the hitter, a good hitter is going to take it because he's sitting on something else.
Inside with a fastball, a ball and a strike.
So now he threw the curveball over, missed inside with the fastball.
Charlie Huff. How many games do you think Charlie Huff won during his career? That's fouled off. Take a guess. How many games do you think he won?
Boy, he was around a long time. Now, he was a starting pitcher his whole career?
No, this is what I'm leading to.
So this is a trick question.
No, well, you might perceive it as a trick question.
See, Bill Webb, who's our mystery scout, said 500 wins.
Well, nobody was a his percentage was 500, but that's not the point. Fastball 2-2. I'll end the suspense right here.
Knuckleball pitchers are usually 500 if they're good.
Right. Well, Charlie Huff was, but he won 216 games. But the first 9 years that he was in the big leagues for a full season, he pitched almost exclusively out of the bullpen. Yeah. So do the math. You know, if you figure him for 10 wins a year on average, you know, above and beyond the few games that he did win during those 9 years, with 216 games, you're talking about a guy who might have flirted with 300 wins if he'd have been a starter all his career.
He would have been another Phil Niekro. He learned a knuckleball from his dad in the backyard.
There's a breaking ball and a good one, and Giles will take a seat.
Well, we talked about that breaking ball, and I'm telling you right now, it just freezes hitters, especially when you're consistently in the strike zone with the curveball. Look at this. See Giles, he strides out, he's in front. You could see those knees collapse. That just locks up hitters. And the thing about Estacio right now is he's getting the curveball over anytime he throws it.
Mark DeRosa, the pinch hitter. Former college quarterback. 0-1. He quarterback in the Ivy League at Penn. Mets have a guy who was a quarterback
Mark Johnson.
In the Ivy League.
Mark played for the Big Green up there in Hanover, New Hampshire, Dartmouth College.
DeRosa, a 500 hitter against the Mets lifetime at 6 out of 12.
We saw Estacio throw the fastball with good movement, and DeRosa swung over it, and then he threw him a hook and missed. Ooh,
inside.
Good ball movement, good velocity. He's changing his speeds very well.
You know what's been particularly impressive in this game about Estacio is the last hit that he gave up was that great at-bat by B.J. Surhoff in the 4th inning. Surhoff fouled off all those 2-strike pitches and then doubled in a run. Till now, of course, that never failed. Dunker in front of Burnett's. They're fine for that. DeRosa on at first with 1 out. Tonight on MSG, catch all new MSG Sports Desk with hosts Kurt Menefee and John Giannone. They'll give you a complete recap of tonight's game, the rest of the local news and highlights on the all-new MSG Sports Desk tonight at 12:30. That's in the a.m. after Knicks basketball on MSG. You might have thought that at bat would have taken a little something out of Astacio, but he came back beautifully from it.
Yes, he did. He's been throwing the ball very well. As you mentioned, he started off, he struggled a little bit early on, giving up 2 runs, home run by Andrew Jones in the first inning. But he has gotten it together, and the key is throwing that breaking ball over the plate. And even his fastball, he'll give you a fastball about 84 miles an hour. Every now and then, he'll get it into the high 80s.
Line through the hole. On his way to second, and holding there is DeRosa. So 2 straight hits now off of Pedro Astacio. The Braves have something cooking here in the 7th.
I'm not going to believe about it. Yeah, they're going to get somebody up in the bullpen right away. That's why they carry 12 pitchers. They're going to use a lot of pitchers. Every team does. And the day of that complete game may finally be over. Look at Roger Clemens win the Cy Young Award last year with no complete games. But you know, it's not a bad thing. I mean, it's probably makes it tougher to hit. It's better pitching. You bring in hard throwers in the middle of the game and then late in the game. But here's the guy now. This is a big hitter. He hit a home run, 2-run homer earlier on.
Curveball, the 95th pitch of the night by Astacio. 0-1.
He struck out Andrew Jones in the 6th inning with a fastball. He threw it right by him. It was around neck high. So he starts him off with a hook right there. He's got a nasty curveball tonight.
And it's fouled back, 0-2.
See the catcher go inside right against the right hand. You see Guthrie and Weathers, left-handed Guthrie, right-handed Weathers. And you see a catcher give a target and go inside on a right-handed hitter when a right-handed pitcher is on the mound. It's going to be a fastball, and he had a good fastball with good ball movement. So now he's way up on the count.
DeRosa is at second. For Call at first with 1 out. Mets with an 8-3 lead. Outfield is deep and straight away. Time call. Astacio has now allowed 7 hits.
I love that curveball.
There it is. And Jones wastes it.
You know, it's funny when you're catching, you can get into habits of, you want to give a real good target on that breaking ball. And the way Astacio's throwing it, you can move a little bit more outside. That's what Mike is doing. That ball's fouled off. So if there's a first or third base coach just studying a catcher, whether it's Mike Piazza or anybody else, you might be able to pick some stuff up. Usually on a breaking ball, you want to sit in the middle of the plate, that over-the-top curveball. Slider, you move out a little bit. There's Mike flashing those signs. No location given. He goes inside. Whoa!
Missed by a little.
Yeah.
And it's 1-2.
Remember, he struck him out with a real overpowering fastball in the 6th. He tried to get it up. He got up a little bit too high. In the 6th, it was around neck high and inside. Andrew Jones, a very aggressive young hitter.
DeRosa and Furcal, the base runners. Furcal in particular, outstanding speed at first. He can score on anything down the lines or in the gap. Astacio ready. Runners lead. 1-2 pitch. Inside.
Well, he's had a lot of success throwing the breaking ball over the plate. So 2-2. There used to be a theory in baseball. Don't throw anything 2-2 that you wouldn't throw 3-2. I don't know the author of that philosophy. I think you can forget it, and you can throw a curveball here, and if you need to come back with a fastball 3-2, you can do it. Going inside.
Fastball fouled back to the screen. Just fouled away a couple of fastballs.
That was pitch number 100. And the thing is, that fastball had great movement on it. So that's one of the things that's really helped Estacio tonight is the movement on the fastball. And when Steve Phillips went out and got him, they weren't sure how, well, they felt he would be healthy, but there was a question mark as you look at Chipper Jones.
Chipper, a switch hitter on deck. So again, a 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball got him. And for Estacio, his 7th strikeout, 3 of them against Andrew Jones after the home run his first time up.
If you can get this pitch over, you're going to be nasty. Chipper, or I should say Andrew Jones, an aggressive young hitter. He throws him a bad breaking ball. Look at it. Jones starts, can't hold up. Goes through his swing. You know, Bobby Cox, what they'd like to get Andrew to do is calm down just a little bit, but they don't want to take away his aggressiveness. Estacio tonight featuring a nice curveball.
So Chipper Jones, 1 out of 3, singled in the 3rd inning. Also struck out and grounded out.
Oh,
that pitch was up.
Oh, Estacio motioned to Piazza after that ball was fouled off to get it down. This is a pitch that Chipper Jones usually tattoos. He was beaten by the fastball.
Pedro Estacio, of course, pitched to Mike Piazza when they were teammates with the Dodgers. Ordonez sneaking in behind DeRosa, but Estacio simply steps off.
Yeah, not a bad idea there, just to keep him close at second base, because if a ball's hit into the outfield, you want to give your outfielders a chance to throw the runner out at home plate. Just to make sure that you're telling that second base, the base runner in second base, I'm aware of you, stay closer.
And if you're the base runner, you better be very careful, because Mark DeRosa just has to look into the on-deck circle and see Gary Sheffield there with the Braves down 5 runs.
That's right. You got Chipper Jones and you got Gary Sheffield. You don't want to get picked off second base. Oh boy.
Missed with a hook, 1-1.
Boy, that was a nasty curveball. I don't believe that was called a ball. Let's take a look at it again. This was a sharp break. Wow. Sharp breaking curveball.
Put your eyes back in your head, will you?
You know, sometimes a catcher, when there's movement behind the plate, I think you distract the umpire.
Is that a set move of yours?
No, you don't want it to be a set move. What it is you want to be as quiet as possible behind the plate, because too much action by the catcher, whether it's the glove or the body, a lot of umpires interpret that as a bad pitch, but right there, that was a nasty fastball with great ball movement. So you want to be as quiet as possible behind the plate.
For you, that must have been next to impossible.
That was tough. That was tough.
1-2 on the way downstairs.
And the Mets pitchers like to pitch to Mike Piazza. Mike's, throughout his career, has handled pitching staffs that had great ERAs at the end of the season.
Estacio in what may well be his last inning, trying to get Chipper Jones here with a 5-run lead. Runners lead, 2nd and 1st. And time finally called by Chipper Jones. You had DeRosa dancing off of second, trying to distract Estacio. And Pedro waiting, staying on the rubber, and finally Chipper got impatient, called time.
Now, if you want to really be a strict constructionist as far as that rule book is concerned, you're not supposed to give the hitter time when the pitcher is set to throw.
I like that rule.
Yeah, throw the ball.
Yeah.
How many times you see an umpire not give time? Batter steps out and the umpire calls the pitch.
2-2, way inside. So the runners will have an automatic start.
Well, you know, a situation like right now, you have a 5-run lead. You have a power hitter on deck in Gary Sheffield. Chipper Jones can hit that fastball. Now, he missed the one pitch in this at bat. I'd be reluctant to give him that pitch again. And Estacio's had success throwing a curveball over the plate when behind on hitters. It's going to be an interesting pitch coming from Astacio.
Will it be his last of the night? Fouls notwithstanding.
Breaking ball.
Well, we'll find out. It's ball 4, and that loads them up for Sheffield.
I'd never second-guess something like that. You would say, well, why don't you just throw him the fastball? If he hits home run, he drives in 3 runs, you still have a 2-run lead. But the way Astacio's been getting his breaking ball over tonight, that's a good call.
Well, this may just be a little bit of a time buy, although Weathers and Guthrie have been throwing long enough.
Look at this home runs. This Barry Bonds is something special. I was in the press room. They had that game on where Barry Bonds won the game, a walk-off home run. Sheffield with 3 home runs. By the way, Barry Bonds and Gary Sheffield this past winter worked out together in San Francisco.
Bonds was trying to get Sheffield to do that for a few years. Sheffield saw 73 home runs off of Bonds' bat last year and said, okay, big boy, you win.
And you know, the funny thing is, while they were working out in San Francisco, Gary Sheffield's agent was trying to get him traded to a different team. Obviously, he wanted to get him away from the Dodgers. So he called where Barry Bonds is the same agent. He called that workout room where Bonds and Sheffield were working out. Bonds picked up the phone. When it was his agent, he hung up on him, said, never disturb us when we're working out.
Well, it worked out nicely for Pedro Astacio. Jay Payton will leave as part of a double switch with McKay Christensen coming in to play center.
You have reached a gecko. You probably wanted Geico, which could save you hundreds on car insurance. Don't be embarrassed. Happens all the time. Have a nice day.
Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Oh?
Still paying too much for car insurance? Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more.
Every day, millions of people in the United States wake up to billions of allergens. Introducing Clarinex. Clarinex provides receptor protection to help block histamine. Clarinex gives you 24-hour non-drowsy relief for any allergy, anywhere, anytime. Side effects are similar to sugar pill, including sore throat, dry mouth, and fatigue. Talk to your doctor about new 24-hour Clarinex.
David Weathers comes out of the bullpen once again for the New York Mets. For Weathers, it'll be his 3rd appearance of the first 4 games of the season. And after this game, stay tuned for the most outrageous sports show on television. It's coming up next right here on Fox Sports Net. So, Mr. Weathers, who will remind you in some ways of Turk Wendell. He's a sinker-slider type pitcher. He's also going to pitch in a lot of games, as you see, based on his workload last year when he worked in half the schedule. And that's one of the reasons why the Mets were happy they made the deal for Scott Strickland. Weathers inherits this bases-loaded jam with 2 out and an 8-3 lead. And Mr. Sheffield. Home runs each of his first 3 games as a Brave, kept in the yard tonight. And a slider for a strike, 0-1.
Has a lot of action, has always had a lot of action with that bat in his hands in preparing for that ball coming to the plate. He's as strong as an ox.
That's a lower average than you might expect from a real good hitter with the bases loaded. Weathers ahead, 0-2.
Well, we talked about how Sheffield and Barry Bonds worked out together this winter. Sheffield with 3 home runs, Barry Bonds now with 5. He hit a home run, a walk-off home run tonight. I should say this afternoon in San Francisco.
Yeah, it was tonight here by the time it ended.
Yeah.
Weathers ahead, 0-2. It's a rather healthy cut.
Well, he doesn't cheat himself. And you know the amazing thing about this guy is throughout his career, he's been a tough man to strike out, even though he takes that big swing with 2 strikes.
Going back to last year, including tonight. He's had 54 straight plate appearances without striking out. Got him with a breaking ball, and the side retired.
How about that? He's tough to strike out, and Weathers comes in, strikes him out with the bases loaded. Wow.
No runs, 2 hits, 3 left. Gary Sheffield down on strikes.
I know who the goddamn killer is.
The masters of suspense agree. Stephen King calls Frailty thought-provoking, edge-of-your-seat entertainment.
Those were demons. Why can't you see that?
The most disturbing horror picture I've seen since The Shining, raves Spider-Man director Sam Raimi. And James Cameron calls it electrifying. It'll keep you guessing until the last shot. Bill Paxton, Matthew McConaughey. Frailty.
Only demons should fear me. You're not a demon, are you?
Rated R. Starts Friday, April 12th.
All the weekend warriors who push themselves to the limit, the sports medicine experts and orthopedic specialists of Continuum Hospitals are thankfully here to help.
I could sell Toyotas. Watch. Hi there. May I help you?
This Camry. I'm trying to decide between the VVTi4 and the double overhead cam.
Why don't you talk to my assistant right here? She'll tell you about the double camera VHS thing.
Either way, it's the best Camry ever. Bigger, roomier, more powerful, and with exceptional financing on Camry, you can save a lot of money when you buy now. And starting at 19 and change, it's less than last year.
It's less than last year.
New York Mets baseball is brought to you in part by your local Toyota dealer. Get the feeling. Toyota. A good feeling for the New York Mets, not necessarily because Darren Holmes is coming into the ball game, but because he does, with the Mets still leading 8-3. Mark DeRosa stays in the game. He had that pinch hit 1-out single in the 7th. En route to loading the bases, Gary Sheffield struck out. And now Darren Holmes will go to work as the 3rd pitcher used by Bobby Cox.
Well, if Bobby Valentine and the Mets win this ball game, it has to make Bobby feel terrific to have a pitcher like Astacio. He would get a victory from him, get a victory from his ace Al Leiter against the Pirates. But Astacio's, well, he'll be a big lift to this ball club.
He showed him some stomach tonight. You know, the first inning, he gives up the homer to Jones, settles in for a while after that, and then that great Surhoff at bat, the RBI double, and he basically shrugs that off and settles in again.
And he got that curveball over to a good fastball with a lot of ball movement. He changed speeds well. So now it's up to the bullpen, and David Weathers came in and struck out a man who's tough to strike out, and he got him with the bases loaded. The hitter was Gary Sheffield. There's David Weathers. He's telling him how I did it.
So Weathers struck out a difficult batter to strike out, Gary Sheffield, and now it'll be Ray Ordonez to be followed by McKay Christensen and Roger Cedeno here in the 8th inning. Mets have out-hit the Braves 11-7 and lead it 8-3. Ray 1 out of 3. First ball swinging, fouled away. Ordonez drove in a run with a single in the 3-run, 6-hit 2nd inning. Mets fell behind 2-0 on that Andrew Jones 1st inning home run. Then they put up that 3 spot in the 2nd, and they've led ever since. Ooh. Little chopper. Will it stay fair? No. Castilla gets to it. And the count 0-2.
So over the top curveball. That'll give you a headache.
Darren Holmes makes his 2nd appearance of the year for Atlanta. Holmes a bit of a gamble because of injury problems. He's on the DL all of last year. It was with Baltimore, Arizona, and the Cardinals in 2000. Didn't pitch very much there. Strike 3 call. So Darren Holmes, who had back surgery which kept him out all of last year, makes an impressive first batter here in the 8th inning, getting Ordonez looking.
It's that curveball. Nice curveball from Holmes. Mention a headache. That'll really give you a migraine. So we've seen some pretty good curveballs in the strike zone tonight.
McKay Christensen up for his first time. Replaced Jay Payton, part of the double switch that brought Weathers in. Christensen not a power hitter, but he does have good speed. Robbie Valentine says he can give Roger Cedeno a day off now and then and hit leadoff, and he's good defensively. Gary Matthews no longer with the Mets, having been traded to the Baltimore Orioles yesterday. 1 ball, 1 strike. And there is Cedeno on deck. Spent a couple of years, Christensen did, on a mission in Japan. So naturally, he's lockered next to Satoru Komiyama. Upstairs, 2 balls and a strike on Christensen.
Well, Mets certainly went out to get some speed in trades this year and signing of free agents. And Roger Cedeno in New York now, and Roberto Alomar. And the funniest thing is the fastest guy in the ball club might be Jay Payton. But when you talk about speed and you look at baseball players, you measure speed by the success they have had in stealing bases.
Just hasn't clicked for Jay.
No, you know, we've mentioned that you have to have that gambler's mentality. You can't be afraid to be picked off or thrown out.
Two and 2 to Christensen. Got him. So Darren Holmes, nice start. Another breaking ball. So he's caught the first 2 batters looking, Ordonez and Christensen.
And take a look at that last pitch. Ordonez took a curveball for strike 3, and there's another beauty right over the top. The old equalizer. You start, you get out there, you see your hands collapse, your legs collapse, and when that happens, you have no strength to put the ball in play.
So 2 out, nobody on. Cedeno's had a couple of hits. One ball, no strikes. The 2002 Mets official merchandise catalog is now available, offering a great selection of items from authentic jerseys to 40th anniversary collectibles. Just call 718-507-TIXX for your copy. And the fastball chopped over third past Castilla. Chipper Jones over to the line, and that will hold Cedeno to a single. And for Roger, his 3rd hit of the game.
Well, in baseball today, the coaches moved those outfielders around, and they had Cedeno played perfectly. Ball goes down to third baseline. Ordinarily, this is a double, but because they had Chipper Jones over by the foul line, Cedeno was held to a single.
Alomar has been held without a hit. Robbie's grounded out all 4 times. That's now with 12 base hits on the night. And Cedeno measuring the lead. Zerhoff holding him on, and the pitch taken outside, 1-0. Roger has not stolen a base yet in his 2nd go-around as a Met. Can't assume you're safe with a 5-run lead. I don't think it would be breaching etiquette for Cedeno to be running here, and he is. Taken for a ball throw to second right there, and Cedeno's out. Great throw by Javi Lopez.
It was a great throw, but I have to see that baby again to see if he was out at second base. That was a great throw. Here it comes again. Initially he was called out. Is he still out? Yep. Good call.
Now you're a believer.
I changed my mind.
Your prerogative, brother.
Domino's, the biggest delivered wings in America. Why, you might even say you love them.
Do you love wings more than me?
Get the door. It's Domino's.
Get 2 medium 2-topping pizzas for $13.99. Add our wings for $4.99. Call now.
Who wears white after Labor Day? Who Who wears white after Labor Day?
Well, that was once considered a fashion faux pas. Now you can wear white any time of the year.
Want expert advice whenever you need it? Come to Office Depot, where our people listen, understand, and help.
How can I get organized?
With the new generation of handhelds, you can manage multiple. It'd be nice if everything was like that. Office Depot. What you need to know.
Do-it-yourselfers looking for the right tools can find them at the Dodge Spring Cleanup event, where you can clean up with great products, great protection, and great values, including 7-year, 100,000-mile engine and transmission protection. And up to $2,500 cash allowance. The Dodge Spring Cleanup event. Ford, GM, Honda, and Toyota don't match it.
Nothing gets it done like a Dodge.
Now for the backyard.
Mets fans, step up to the plate, save up to 40% on Mets game tickets with your MasterCard on select dates throughout this 2002 season. The MasterCard Grand Slam Pack will offer fans 4 discount tickets and Mets money. To purchase your Grand Slam Pack, just call 718-507-TIXX in advance or log on to Mets.com and have your MasterCard ready. David Weathers mastered Gary Sheffield in the 7th inning, and he'll go out to the 8th.
That was a big position to bring Weathers in, and Weathers stepped up and he beat Gary Sheffield.
Vinny Castilla flied to left, was hit by a pitch and then scored, and flied out to right. So officially he's 0 for 2. Estacio went 6 2/3, giving up 7 hits and 3 runs, walking 3, striking out 6. Popped up foul outside third. Alfonso spectating as it lands about 10 rows back. So 0-1 to a guy they used to call Mighty Mouse.
Because they couldn't throw the fastball, which is called a piece of cheese, by him.
Tim Spooneybarger, the right-hander, getting loose for Atlanta. And Castilla chops it towards the hole, cut off, and bobble. And an error on Edgardo Alfonso.
Well, Fonzie in yesterday's ball game against the Pirates made spectacular plays at third base. And here's a play that Fonzie would eat up, and look at this, the ball eats him up. Ball hits off the heel of the glove. Fonzie moves to his left. Ball hits off the heel of the glove. You got to keep, if you can, keep the ball away from the heel of the glove. Most errors are made by the ball hitting off that hard part of the glove. In fact, in last night's ball game here in Atlanta, one of the best center fielders in the game, Andrew Jones, went back on the ball, hit the heel of his glove and popped out, but he was able to make the catch before the ball hit the ground.
You were talking about before, Ernie Harwell. Wasn't he from Atlanta or from,
he
worked in Atlanta,
yes,
right?
he did for a minor league team, and Ernie Harwell was then, the Dodgers, I believe, wanted him up in New York. They traded a player for Ernie Harwell. But that book by Tom Keegan is a great read.
Jeez, they could do that nowadays. We'd have been out of here so long ago. It wouldn't have been funny.
But I think he might have been the only announcer ever traded for by a team for a player.
Then we'd be selling pizza. 1-1 to Surhoff. Chop towards Vaughn. That's one. They've got a tag play at second, and Ordonez applies said tag, and that's a double play.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Big Mo, and he made a nice throw to Ray Ordonez. Mo has shown some soft hands over there at first base and some pretty good agility. He said, I'm going to throw this right over your head and right to Ordonez, who makes the play. B.J. Surhoff puts the ball in play. It's an easy play. But Mo's looked good at first base with that glove, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yesterday, he made a sparkling play.
This has been watching Keith Hernandez's highlight film.
That's right. Keith has a highlight film of his own. The whole highlight film is about Keith. And I'm telling you, he made some spectacular plays when he was a member of the Mets and the Cardinals.
Javi Lopez going to catch Sunday?
No,
they're not sure if Maddox is pitching yet.
Well, if he pitches
he's
Sunday,
got no chance.
Yeah, Lopez is not catching. Blanco's catching.
They brought in Henry Blanco. They traded Paul Bacco. And Lopez has himself a base hit.
Boy, that's got to be tough for Lopez, though. You get one of the best pitchers in baseball saying, I don't want to pitch to him. And that thing can get contagious on a pitching staff.
I mean, never mind Paul Bacco or Henry Blanco. They could have brought in Barney Rubble to catch.
That's right.
And it wouldn't have mattered.
That's right. Well, and this guy's a good hitter. But it's got to be disconcerting for him to have in the back of his mind that a guy like Maddox doesn't want to pitch to him. And if you're the manager, you have to listen to Maddox. If you're a pitcher that wins 5 games, you'll be in AAA, pitching to the catcher down there.
That Barney strapping him on?
I'll tell you, when you see somebody strapping those shin guards on, you know Javi's out of the ball game.
2-0 to Marcus Giles.
Well, it's got to be tough for Bobby Cox, because every time we come into town or Bobby comes to New York, I talk to him about that, and he'll say, no, that's not true. I like to give him a day off. I said, but every time he has a day off, it's when Maddox is pitching.
Going on for 8 years. 2-1 on Marcus Giles.
But he did say that, and I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, how Greg Maddox, they told Greg when they were trading Perez. I wonder if Greg Maddox complained about it, would they keep him? Perez, by the way, had a pretty good day with the Indians today.
Fouled over towards the line and right, drifting towards the seats, and that's a souvenir. 2-2 to Giles. Cleveland clobbered Detroit in the Tigers home opener 10-1. Ernie Harwell's final
opening day
at home anyway.
And they said it was a big day for Ernie Harwell at the new stadium in Detroit.
Two to Giles with Lopez on first and 2 out. Low, full count, automatic start coming for Javi Lopez. And Mark DeRosa stayed in the game after pinch hitting. On deck for his second turn. Lopez on the move, and he'll have to come back. You have to go back to when Andrew Jones and Chipper Jones broke in and were immediately given starting jobs that a rookie has made the Atlanta Braves starting 8. Marcus Giles, the new second baseman. And that is strike 3. And the side retired. For the Braves, no runs, a hit. There was an error. 8 in the books in Atlanta. 8-3 New York.
Division rivals take the court. As Jason Kidd and the Nets collide with Paul Pierce and the Celtics. Nets Celtics, Sunday at 8 on Fox Sports Net.
Papa John's presents a mouth-watering deal that'll put a smile on your face. Say cheese. Sticks. Free cheese sticks. When you buy a made-to-order large one-topping Papa John's pizza for just $9.99. We see you smiling.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Remember your first air? Your first ollie? Your first wipeout? Now you can experience the moves.
It was unreal.
And the music. With the movie that takes you back to where it all began.
They showed a lifestyle. They showed an attitude.
Yeah, man.
Tony Alva, Stacy Peralta, Jay Adams. No one was aggressive or as radical as they ever were.
Dogtown and Z-Boys, rated PG-13. Coming soon.
It's Founders Month at PC Richard & Son. We salute A.J. Richard. Now through Sunday, take 10% off our new low price on everything we sell. 10% off all home appliances. 10% off all TVs, VCRs, and DVDs. 10% off all camcorders and cameras. 10% off all home audio, portable audio, and car audio. 10% off all computers and more.
When you're in front of the product you purchased, we're standing behind it.
It's Founders Month at PC Richard & Son. Be there.
Papa John's presents a mouth-watering deal that'll put a smile on your face. Say cheese. Sticks. Free cheese sticks. When you buy a made-to-order large one-topping Papa John's pizza for just $9.99. We see you smiling.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
9th inning, 8-3 New York. How did it unfold? Toyota's game summary explains it all.
And Jeremy Burnett hit a 3-run home run. He picked up a walk, 4 RBIs. Fonzie 3 for 4. Piazza 1 for 2, 2 walks, 3 runs scored. Pedro Estacio, big lift for the Mets from the right-hander.
New battery for the Atlanta Braves. Roberto Alomar's first pitch, or at least Spoony Barger gets it from Alomar. 1 man away. So Spoony Barger pitching to Blanco. Tim Spoony Barger got into 4 games last year with Atlanta. And the new catcher, the guy we were talking about before, they got him from the Milwaukee Brewers during spring training. Henry Blanco.
I love the way he throws to second base.
Led the National League last year, throwing out would-be base stealers.
That's how the pitchers think, and that's how Greg Bannick thinks. You want to be able to cut down that runner at second base. Talking to Tom Seaver during spring training, that's one of the things he wanted from a catcher, is the guy that could throw that runner out at second base. Once you establish that, he didn't have to worry about the base runner.
Oh, Vaughn fouls it back, 0-2. One for 4 tonight for Mo Vaughn. I was saying before the game, and I know this has been written too, but you almost had to see the look in his eyes to understand just how drastic a difference Mo feels there is between the fans on the East Coast and those on the West Coast. Fouled away, or no? He did not foul it. And so Baco applies the tag for the 3rd out. I mean, he was saying that, you know, to him it's exciting to see the swarm of media in the room here. 4th game of the year.
There's that breaking ball, and it gets small. Mo swings right over the top of the ball that bounces in the dirt. Yeah, there's certainly a difference playing in New York. It was like playing no place else.
Piazza doubled, came around to score, also walked twice and scored on those occasions.
From the clubhouse early, and you'll see the media from New York well represented at 4, 3 o'clock. Guys are upstairs doing their early stories.
Think about some of the great baseball cities in this country. St. Louis, for example. We got 1 beat writer that travels with a team.
Right. But it's certainly a dimension that players, before they sign in New York, take into consideration.
Piazza behind in the count, 0-1. One ball, 1 strike. Edgardo Alfonso's had another good night. 3 for 4. Might have been 4 if not for the official score. Giving an error to Rafael Furcal on a ball that he ranged widely to get a glove on.
Something that they could probably show the official score again and maybe talk to him about it. I mean, a perfect night's not a bad thing to digest. 4 for 4.
If that doesn't work, slip him a gift certificate to dinner.
That's it. And that'll change his mind right away.
Easy. Three and 1. Should mention that is purely in jest. I do not know of one case, at least that's ever been
stay with it. I like
uncovered.
I like the way you present
an official score.
It's okay.
Being bought.
So nothing is handed to an official score
that we know about. Full count.
I have seen some funny things happen where an official score would give a guy rule against a particular player. You see some plain-looking gestures being directed to the press box. Then some arguments in the clubhouse after the game.
Chipper Jones just going to take a look. Gone, a home run for Mike Piazza, his first of the year. And Vince is going, hey, that's my son.
He said, I taught him that when he was 8 years old. Boy, oh boy. No catcher who's ever played the game had the power that Mike Piazza has. And the ability to hit for average and drive in consistently 100 runs. Well, Bobby Valentine is seeing it all tonight from his team. So he trails only Carlton Fisk and Johnny Bench for home runs hit by a catcher.
1 ball, no strikes.
Watch his swing. Picture perfect. He knew it was gone. He wanted to watch it. So Mike Piazza, Vince Piazza, he's a proud dad.
He had been tied with Yogi Berra for 3rd on the all-time list for home runs that were hit as a catcher, as opposed to playing any other position, DH in Mike's situation, or pinch hitter. What Yogi hit 358, I think, and he played the outfield as well.
How about Yogi, one of the great personalities in this country ever. The man's quoted more than anybody.
Sometimes even accurately. I mean, how much of that stuff do you think he really said? What percentage? Half of it, maybe?
Maybe half. Maybe half.
3-0 to Alfonso. He's been on base all 4 times. And Spooty Barger throws a strike. 3-1.
Yogi every year has a big golf tournament in New Jersey. He and his wife Carmen are heavily involved in putting that tournament together.
In the air to right. Gary Sheffield near the line. And that retires the side, but not before Mike Piazza checks into this 2002 season officially in the home run department. His first of the year, and had plenty of hang time. And as we head to the last of the night, 9-3 New York.
With a lower, wider stance, a new rear independent suspension, and a more powerful engine, the 2002 Ford Explorer 4x4 can help smooth out any road. Now lease the best-selling Explorer 4x4 for just $378 a month with only $378 due at signing. Visit your Tri-State Quality Ford store.
All the weekend warriors who push themselves to the limit, the sports medicine experts and orthopedic specialists of Continuum Hospitals are thankfully here to help.
I know who the Gaotan killer is.
The masters of suspense agree. Stephen King calls Frailty thought-provoking, edge-of-your-seat entertainment.
Those were demons. Why can't you see that?
The most disturbing horror picture I've seen since The Shining, raves Spider-Man director Sam Raimi. And James Cameron calls it electrifying. It'll keep you guessing until the last shot. Bill Paxton, Matthew McConaughey. Frailty.
Only demons should fear me. You're not a demon, are you?
Rated R. Starts Friday, April 12th.
Last of the 9th inning at Turner Field. The Mets fell behind 2-0 in the first, but have busted back with a 9-3 lead, and Mark Johnson takes over at first base.
So the big guy in the lineup, Mark Johnson out of Dartmouth College. So as Howie mentioned, a couple Ivy Leaguers. Although the Ivy Leagues are now, the Ivy League is putting some players in professional sports. Mark Johnson, just another one. Mike Rimlinger here with the Braves has also played for Dartmouth. Well, let's take a look at our Dodge drive of the game. And who hit it? The right fielder with the New York Mets, Jeremy Burnitz. Bang! Burnitz home run over the right field fence. And that was a lot of breathing room after that ball sailed over the right field wall. A 3-run dinger gave the Mets 5-run lead. That's our Dodge drive of the game.
So home runs for Jeremy Burnitz now in 2 of the 4 games the Mets have played. And Mark DeRosa to start the 9th inning for Atlanta, with the Mets up by 6. It's on the outside corner, a fastball from Guthrie, 0-1. Guthrie, the 3rd Met pitcher. Weathers worked an inning and a 3rd in relief of the starter Pedro Estacio, who is the pitcher of record on the long side. 1-1. Guthrie has been around. Came up with Minnesota in 1989, went to the Dodgers, the Red Sox, the Cubs, the Devil Rays, the Blue Jays, and pitched last year in Oakland. Nice changeup, 1-2.
Well, we talked about this guy earlier in the ball game, John Smoltz. He's getting his throwing in right now. He's been their stopper for a little while. Last season, came back from arm surgery and became a stopper for the Braves. Well, Mike Piazza loves catching. You ask why?
Because you can't get complacent.
That's right. That's one of the few times you start thinking to yourself, I should have played another position.
Towards the hole. Ordonez can't come up with it. And DeRosa's aboard.
Well, how many times have we seen Ray Ordonez make that play, go over, slide, catch the ball, come up throwing? Here he came up empty. Looks like there was when he went down, it looked like something caught in that dirt, or the dirt gave, and maybe there was a bounce, but he wasn't able to come up with it. Most of the time, Ray catches that ball. That looked like an uncomfortable slide for Ordonez. He hurt himself?
It scored a base hit. And Julio Franco will be the pinch hitter now. Julio Franco is batting for Spoonie Barger.
Well, the Braves went to the Mexican League to get Julio Franco. He's been a good, solid major league player. His career was pretty much over. He played in the Mexican League, and the Braves needed some offense, and they went and signed him. So he made the club again this year.
On the outside corner, 0-2. Played for Bobby Valentine with the Texas Rangers. And he played for Bobby Valentine in Japan. And Bobby managed the Chibalati Marines.
So when they had that meeting today with the pitchers going over the Braves, I'm sure Bobby Valentine said, this is how you pitch it. But he still has that real unorthodox stance, doesn't he?
On the ground, Ordonez to Alomar. Back on to first, double play.
Well, ball's hit hard enough for Ordonez. So all he had to do was catch it and get it to second base. Once he gets to the second base, you can see how slow Alomar released it, because he knew Franco doesn't run well anymore. Watch Alomar, plenty of time.
So the Braves down to their last out. And it's Andrew Jones who hit the home run in the first inning that gave the Braves a 2-0 lead. And it did not last long at all. Upstairs, ball one. That started last season in Atlanta. They won opening day in 10 innings, won 2 out of 3 the first series. And the Braves came to New York the next week, and the Mets won 2 out of 3 at Shea. Chopped foul, 1-1. For all the talk about a statement having been made the first week last year, the Braves still went on to win the National League East. Bobby Valentine's Mets, even with that strong finish, still had to settle for third. One and one to Andrew Jones. And now the Braves down to their last strike. Braves will be at Shea for 3 games beginning on Monday, April 15th. Guthrie deals. Outside, 2-2. Pedro Estacios stands to be the winner in his Mets debut. Albie Lopez is on the hook for Atlanta. Guthrie just trying to finish up. Third pitcher the Mets have used. Still 2-2. Now Leiter will pitch Sunday after a night game tomorrow. Jeff D'Amico will face Tom Glavine tomorrow night. Full count. Once again, the game tomorrow night, as well as on Sunday, will be on the WB 11.
Yeah, Bobby Cox was raving about Tom Glavine tonight.
It'll be a payoff pitch. And Jones stays alive. What do you think? Is Glavine a Hall of Famer as of now, or does he need one or two more good years?
Probably one or two more good years, but you know, it's funny because I believe he won 20 games more than Greg Maddux.
Yeah.
When you think of the best pitcher on his staff, you think of Greg Maddux. And Glavine pitched for this ball club when they were struggling also.
Glavine's been a better postseason pitcher, too.
Yeah. It's amazing to watch him pitch. Doesn't throw hard. Got him. Just like that. Not hard.
Andrew Jones struck out 4 times, including that last pitch from Mark Guthrie. The Mets have won it 9-3.
And you want to let Andrew Jones sleep. You don't want to tell him about these strikeouts tonight, but there's the guy right there, Jeremy Burnett's. Big blow in his game, a home run, a 3-run home run. And Mark Guthrie congratulated by Mike Piazza. Piazza with a home run in his game, so he's ready to hammer. Mets played some good baseball tonight. And when you think of the way the ball game started with Andrew Jones hitting a home run, it looked bleak for Pedro Estacio, but Estacio stepped up and came right back, pitched well enough to get our Dreyfus Player of the Game. Here's the home run, bang! Andrew Jones, you saw the reaction by Pedro Estacio. He didn't let it bother him. He came back and he got 1, 2. That's Andrew Jones again. And 3. So after the 2-run homer, he said, you know what about payback? Here it comes. That's our Dreyfus Play of the Game.
Added up, the Mets beat the Braves 9-3 here at Turner Field in Atlanta to take the opener of this 3-game series. Guess we can call off the panic mongers back in New York. They've gotten back to 500. Mets have now split their first 4 games this season. Up next, after the 2 games here in Atlanta on Tuesday, the Mets will be in Chicago to begin a series with the Cubs. That'll be on MSG. Geico Mets on Deck starts you off at 2. Coming up tonight, make sure to join the boys, Kurt Menefee and John Giannone at 12:30 in the a.m. for the all-new MSG Sports Desk. That's right after the Knicks game. And for more on the Mets and all the other baseball and sports news, hit the web at msgnetwork.com. Coming up next, the Just for Men post-game show. On a night when Pedro Estacio made his Mets debut, was rocked early by Andrew Jones. And that was pretty much all the damage the Braves would do. Because even after Andrew made it 2-0 in the first inning, the Mets went to work against Albie Lopez in his Atlanta debut. And by the time they were through with Lopez, he had lasted only 4 innings, giving up 8 hits and 5 runs. And oh yeah, the Mets flashed that middle of the infield defense that you figure to see a lot, just as Burnett flexed his muscles, as you'll see so often. And so the final score here at Turner Field in Atlanta, the Mets 9, the Braves 3. We'll be back with our post-game activity right after these messages.